Stockings by the fire, but the room's ice cold. All of what you give, guess it came pre-sold. Found the lips on the best friend, the ribbons came untied. Unwrapped betrayal, under that you tied. Mistletoe hanging, but the vibe ain't sweet. So I'm tangled up where I used to keep my seed. The red I'm seeing ain't from no candy cane. Ain't no Ollie, ain't no Jolly, just this burning pain. Christmas red is the fire in my head. Yeah, the trust is dead.
Yeah, we on. Pop a cork, set the scene. Gold glass, big dreams. Little hood, still pristine. Laugh lines where lipstick sheen. Secrets fizz when we sit down. High heels, low-key crown. Spill tea, still hold it down. Toast up, level up now. Champagne secrets, sip, save it, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we are when we feel it. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, whole lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder.
Slow pour, let it rise. Real talk, no disguise. Bad days, but we still thrive. Soft heart, hard-earned pride. I'm enough. Big bag, big piece too. Pray first, then make move. I'm blessed. Self-love in every view. Hit play, it's a new you. I'm chosen.
Champagne secret, sip, save it, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we are when we feel it. I'm healed. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, whole lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder. Picking down, new ride. Deep breath, slow sound, champagne. Secrets out now, I'm ready. Picking down, new ride. Breath, champagne. Secrets out now, I'm ready.
Hey girl,
Hey girl,
what you doing?
nothing much.
Get dressed.
For why?
Because we're going to the city. I need a little sip, savor, and spiel.
Let's toast.
What you got going on tonight?
Can't call it. Owning the night. What you getting into?
Empress down in the city tonight. I'm feeling like champagne.
Let's toast.
The content you are about to indulge in may contain high levels of truth, sarcasm, and emotional damage. Viewer discretion is advised, but honestly, you clicked, so here we are.
Side effects of watching may include sudden clarity about your life choices, uncontrollable laughter at inappropriate moments, mild to severe eye rolling at ignorant comments in the chat, increased confidence, boldness, and I said what I said energy, or getting read like a hardcover novel with highlighted notes. Your bad take being turned into tonight's entertainment. A free personality evaluation you didn't ask for, but clearly needed, and temporary embarrassment followed by permanent self-reflection, optional, but recommended. Do not consume if you are allergic to accountability, growth, hearing the truth without sugarcoating. If symptoms of being triggered persist, log off, hydrate, and try again tomorrow. By continuing to watch, you agree that your feelings may or may not be spared, and that's between you and your Wi-Fi.
Management will not be issuing apologies, refunds, or emotional support for bruised ego.
We do not argue here. We educate, escalate, and occasionally decorate the situation with a little razzle-dazzle, respectfully.
Stay classy, stay sassy, and remember, if it don't apply, let it fly.
Either way, The glass stay full and the tea stay hot. You either handle it or get handled. Can you handle it? Let's toast.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! These motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! These motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! Everybody strap in! I'm about to open this fucking windows.
Confidants? What is your profession? What is your profession? See me, nothing, soldiers, and empowerment over here. Champagne gang and visitors to the Champagne City, welcome. You've entered my domain, our domain. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress, the Fistress, the woman who keeps the fizz in your facts and the kick in your clarity, the curator of sparkles, storyteller of the unseen. I'm your pusher, baby. Pusher of all things excellence, empowerment. You know, the things to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Yes, your fistress and guide through the glittering corners of mess and chaos. So raise those glasses high, sit back and let the bubbles rise. Let me tell you what really goes on after the cork hits the floor. Welcome to the Champagne City, baby. Let's toast.
I say what the fuck I want to say, Black. How rude. I say what I want to say. No, I say what I want to say. 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 Orlando. The fuck? I know. What the fuck?
Well, you see it. Champagne gang, Fizz fam, confidants, and visitors to the Champagne City. First of all, let's get our video up here right. Let's start there. Welcome in. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress, and you are joining me for grown discussions and bubbly banter. Baby, over here we give classy with a twist, huh? A little clink with chaos with a side of charm. So if you're ready to sip, savor, and spill, please grab a glass of your favorite bubbly. I don't care if it's sparkling water. Please make sure you have your charger nice and handy. We don't want your phone dying on you. Not tonight. Baby, we've been waiting on this video. Please make sure you nice and comfy. Fellas, your PJs. Ladies, your jammy jams. Kick your feet up. Say hi to a few people in the chat and let's get ready to get into it. But if you've been here anytime, you already know first things first. It's time for our positivity and affirmations. Please take those glasses and raise them high in the air. Today, we're talking about keep something for you. Tonight, I want you to check your cup. Because some of you have been pouring like the bottle never empties. Your time, your patience, your ideas, your encouragement, your energy. Pouring here, pouring there, making sure everybody gets a little something, then wondering why you feel empty. Keep something for you. You don't have to give every good part of yourself away to prove you have a good heart. Read that again. Generosity without boundaries will have you serving champagne to everybody else while drinking from an empty glass. No, we don't do dry over here. Keep something for you. Keep some joy that nobody gets to disturb. Keep some dreams you don't announce before they have roots. Keep some time that doesn't belong to work, family obligations, notifications, or anybody standing around with their hand out. Keep a little mystery. Keep a little magic. Keep a little you for you. Because being available to everybody is not the same thing as being valuable to everybody. And exhaustion is not evidence that you loved well or lived well. So tonight, pour into yourself without guilt. Protect something without explaining it. Enjoy something without sharing it. Let your own spirit experience the generosity everybody else knows you for. Now say it with me. I give abundance, not depletion. I protect what restores me. I deserve some of the love, patience, and energy I so freely pour into others. I will not empty myself just to keep everybody else full. And tonight, I'm checking my glass before I make another round. Because everybody can get a pour, but this last sip belongs to me. And if you believe that deep down on the inside, baby, lift that glass in the air. Let's toast. And if you came to my beautiful city with your heart set on hell and your intentions set on negativity, please allow me to be the first to let you know that in the Champagne City, baby, we don't do no trolls.
Yeah. Whole squad on patrol. Where they at? Point them out that troll. Troll buses on patrol. Hey, hey, hey. Troll buses on patrol, troll patrol. Clamp down, shut them out, tow that troll. Click clap, log them out, fold that troll. Whole chair, chanting now, roast that troll. Roast that troll. Troll buses on patrol, troll patrol. Yeah, big boots, stomp them out, roll that troll. Roll it, cap lock, drag them out, scroll that troll. Crowd yell loud, we control these trolls. We control these trolls. You type to little mole that troll. Live in my crib, little bowl cut troll. Grease on your keys, little old stain troll. Bridge so hot, screen cold from the troll. You a bridge bottom, did water troll. Wi-Fi weak, one bar in your soul. Profile pic, just an egg on a pole. Whole existence on whole set troll. Same fake pages, same lame troll. Catfish, but you can't say that troll. Talk big game, but you fold like a scroll. We just laugh, hit mute on the troll. Troll buzzers on patrol, troll patrol. Clamp down, shut them out, tow that troll. Click, clack, log them off, fold that troll. Whole chat, chanting now, roast that troll. Roast that troll. Troll buzzers on patrol, troll patrol. Big boots, stomp them out, roll that troll. Cap lock, drag them out, scroll that troll. Crowd yell loud, we control these trolls. We control these trolls. You a damn rock, mouse grown troll. Lil' dust might all brand troll. Fry or hair, little egg roll troll. Keyboard chrome, snap pad troll. You a bad seat, no roll troll. Big talk, zero gold troll. DM tough in the street, so cold. See us live in your spine, made a jello troll. You a trash bag, half tone troll. We a whole squad, but troll that scroll. On the fly swatter, you the mad ass troll. She the boot heel, flatten that troll. Go home, go home, troll. Whole room, yeah, log off, troll. Log off, home, go home, troll. Whole room, yeah, go up, troll. Troll busters is on patrol, troll patrol. Clamp down, shut them out, tow that troll. Click, clack, log them off, fold that troll. Whole chat, chanting now, roast that troll. Roast that troll. Troll buses on patrol, troll patrol. Big boots, stomp them out, roll that troll. Cap lock, drag them out, scroll that troll. Crowd yell loud, we control these trolls. We control these trolls.
What's going on, Champagne Gang? Welcome into the Champagne City. Please come on in and grab your things, your rings, and everything in between. Welcome to a quick little Joker's Wild. There was no way I could start a show today without covering this quick little Joker's Wild. When I saw this streaming on internet, I just want to let you know the level of anger that rose up on me within me on the inside. So what I'm getting ready to show you is going to be this live that took place. So this young man, and let me get him up here. This young man by the name of Nitro Camden, a Twitch streamer, was streaming on Twitch, you know, like a lot of young men do, wanting to become famous, you know, wanting to go viral with streaming, get a lot of subscribers, you know, much like people do when we come over here to the YouTube streets and we want to get subscribers. We want to develop a community. We want to develop individuals who will sew into our channel so that we can invest into it and make it bigger, right? So a young man just turned 18 years old. Well, he's streaming. He's been streaming for 7 years, apparently with only 1 to 2 people in his chat for about 7 years. This particular night, I guess there's a thing that happens on Twitch where larger content creators can do what's called raid smaller content creators. Now, it's not, from my understanding, a raid as in we would understand raid, where you're going to take something. No, a raid is actually you sending subscribers and sending support and sending people to smaller channels. Now, I think this is absolutely amazing. And do people do this on YouTube? I've never seen this done on YouTube. So this bigger channel raided Nitro Camden. So he goes from no watchers, anything, while he's streaming and talking, to all of a sudden he's got a chat full of people. It's growing. I think it goes from like 5,000 to like 10,000 people in the chat. He's excited. All of a sudden, you can hear his demeanor change. You see him look up. You can tell he's talking to someone. And then he begins to speak and say, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing? I just been raided. It's 10,000 people in here. I can't get off. You hear her talking about you're disrespecting me. Let me tell y'all something. I watched this video in complete and utter disgust. So much so that I wanted to put together a TT's association. Because we keep talking about these children. You have a young man here, and granted, I'm from an older generation. I'm a 76 baby, but I still understand that times have changed. No longer are we in a day and age where you only have to work in corporate America in order to make a decent dollar. These young people are making decent, above decent, more than decent, just about more than corporate America is paying from streaming. Just going live, just uploading videos. So the market for being able to make money has changed. Corporate America no longer has a monopoly on it. So being a parent who thinks that there's no future in streaming, what you can instruct your children on is you have to understand when it comes to the internet, people's attention span has ADHD. So the same way you can be popping right now, people's attention can go to the next best thing tomorrow. And then what are you going to do? Your job as a parent is to prepare them, not abuse them, not exert your authority or your domination over them because they're not doing what you want them to do. They're your children, not your property. It's your it's your job to guide them. You don't get to choose for them. You are not their God. You're their parent. There's a difference. Red pill, blue pill. That's your job. Let them know what's in each pill so that they can make the right decision. But at the end of the day, mama, daddy, you got to hold the pill out. And it's up to them which one they choose. But what I saw on this video was neither. And it's a damn shame that these children are growing up in these households with parents who literally don't give a damn. You squirted these kids out for a doggone check or to hold on to a ninja that ain't even there no more. Because ain't no way a man, a father, would have sat in the house and allowed you to do this to his son. No way. No way this could have been my nephew and somebody would have given me inkling of a thought that this was going on. And I wouldn't fly into the house to make sure my nephew was good. So we're going to check it out. This isn't the whole video. I tried to find the whole thing. I couldn't. But this really gets into the crux of it because she gets abusive. And yes, YouTube, I said abusive because people need to understand what this is. This is not parenting. This is abuse. This is an 18-year-old. And parents, we need to understand that at a certain age, all that thinking you're going to get up in your child's face and swing on them, they're adults too. I ain't talking about these disrespectful ones out here that you probably should have buried in the living room floor a long time ago. I'm not talking about them that you probably should have put your foot so far up they buttocks they could taste your shoe sole. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about your children who are just looking for a parent to love them and guide them and give them direction and support them. And these are the parents that they landed in the laps of. So, as you can see, he's live. He has a whole chat watching him. Thousands of people are watching this happen.
If you have a crown by your name, you can still vote for free to get no ads with Amazon Prime.
And she kept saying that she wanted him to lay down, an 18-year-old. So she comes in the room, sits in the chair, and antagonizes him because allegedly she wants him to lay down.
Every other time, you try to act like you don't break the rules. Every other time, I walk past the room and I'm like, why is the light still on? Do exercise. You should have been there.
Not only did she do that, but if you can see in the beginning of the video, she literally bit him in his face. Literally. You can also hear in the video as well, and I think it was cut out of this one, but you can also hear in the video, she's arguing with, I guess it might be his older brother, because he's telling her to chill out. And the same thing that she attempted to do to the little brother, she had tried it with the bigger brother, and there was a tussle. You could hear him saying, I told you to keep your hands off of it. See, this is this generation of women who feels like it's okay to put your hands on whoever you want to put your hands on, and because they're men, they should have restraint. Not you should have restraint and learn how to keep your damn hands to yourself. But they should have restraint because they're men. Do y'all see the twisted ass logic y'all are teaching each other? And you wonder why the girls act lost? Exhibit A. From what I heard, the streaming world came together and got him an apartment, got money together for him. I'm going to try to find the full video. But the last update I received was this trifling ass mama stole his money out the bank. Actually out of a few accounts that he was going to use to start over, that the streaming community gave to him. There should be some assault charges coming with this, in my opinion. Some theft charges. At what point does it become grand larceny? At what point? How much money is it where it becomes a felony? Because you stole your child's money. It didn't belong to you at all. So at what point do we start seeing charges against these mamas for what they do to these children, the way we see charges against daddy when daddy don't pay child support. Drop in the comments and let me know if you know about this story. And let me know what you think about it. Had to drop this in there. Now let's get ready to get into our main show. The interrogation is out with Miss Lulu. So let's get ready to get into it. You ready? Let's go.
Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help!
Here we go again.
Alrighty, let's get ready to get into it. Today we are getting into this interrogation. It has dropped. So now y'all listen. If any of you are not familiar with this case of Tyrone Davis, so I'm just going to give you a quick little recap, and this is going to be a multiple part series. So after we get done going through the interrogation, what I want to do with this case is I want to go back and I want to re-listen to the advocate that was speaking in the case when all of this was going on and it got messy and friends and everything was coming out. I want to go back and review that and review some of the old information after we hear what Lulu has actually had to say. So if you're ready, you got your glass filled to the rim, before we get there, let's check out this so that you can be reminded on who Tyrone Davis is.
Morning motivation with Dro, so that's what it is. If you sitting around waiting for somebody to hand you something or to take care of you or to do something for you and you ain't doing nothing for yourself, you woke up with the wrong mentality. You about to go back and sleep and give you some more rest, cause that's all you doing. You sleeping on life. You straight sleeping on life, man. People don't mind helping when they see that you trying, but you ain't trying. What I'm going to extra mile for? I already got my own goals and dreams that I'm trying to move forward with or trying to make happen. You woke up thinking somebody owe you something, man. You woke up with the wrong mentality at all. You already lost. Morning motivation with Dro, so this is what it is. And you better start overlooking them people that always got your back or the ones that always, one call away, man. For real. You ain't gonna have that type of access to them people if you keep mishandling them. Every time they call you, I gotta call you back, I'm doing something. Or every time they need you to come through, I'm busy, I got to do this, I got to do that. But as soon as you call them, they stop everything they doing and give you direct focus, man. Whether you need them mentally, they there. Whether you need them emotionally, they there. Whether you need them financially, they coming through, you feel what I'm saying? However you need them, they always giving you direct focus and make you priority number one. And then you can't never return the favor, bruh.
You can tell by the look on his face right here that he's speaking directly to somebody. He looks frustrated, he looks irritated, and he looks disappointed. And in my opinion, I can just about bet he's probably talking about Lulu. This was probably recorded during one of those times they was broken up or falling out, or she wasn't doing some things that they thought that she was supposed to thing and do. What do y'all think? Looking at his face right here, does it feel like to you that he's talking from a place of disappointment? Or does it feel like to you he's just speaking in a roundabout way? Drop in the comments and let me know.
Be wise about losing them people, bro. Because everybody ain't finna keep giving you that type of access to them, bro, to keep handling them in the type of way. You feel what I'm saying? We teach people how to treat us. And you teach people how to not show up for you, man. By how you keep never being enough for them. Be wise about that decision you making, man. And even if you ain't making the decision purposely, sit back and think damn, this person always there for me. This person can always, do what I ask them to do, but I can't never come through for them. Let this message be a reminder, man, to look out for them people, bro.
Man, one of the things that this should teach you about your relationship is really to understand your relationship better. Because a lot of times what happens in relationships, we keep trying to give the other person what we want instead of what they need. That's why they came out with the book talking about the love languages. I can't love you on my level. I have to love you on yours. You can't love me on my level. On your level. You have to love me on mine. My love language is affection. It's touch. If you don't touch me, I don't think you love me. You can tell me I'm beautiful, sexy all day long. You can pipe me 3 times a day. But if there's no affection, if there's no intimacy, it's just like, it was all right, but I guess. You got to learn how to understand what your significant other needs from you, for them. That's why y'all relationships ain't working. Y'all keep trying to love y'all significant other on your level. That ain't what they need. They love language is words of affirmation. They need you to tell them, baby, oof, everything you do for me is good. Baby, I love the way you took out the garbage without me asking. Oh, look at you washing them dishes. Look at you. You put them clothes up? That's crazy. Thank you. I'm going to take care of you later. Y'all better learn how to serenade your significant other. That's why your relationship struggle loving right now, because you don't know how to love them on their level. You keep trying to love them on yours and it's falling apart.
Morning motivation with Joe, that's what it is. Morning motivation with Joe, so this is what it is. Hey, as a community, bro, we got to show up for our people, bro, for real, for real. When we see our friends or people that we fuck with getting distance, bro, we ain't got no business or no right to be taking shit personal. Oh, they acting brand new, they ain't answering the phone. Have you even picked up that phone and called and make sure they in a mental space to even talk? You feel what I'm saying? Have you even reached out to make sure that they okay? You feel what I'm saying? And then be wondering why people don't want to be fucked up or don't get close to people. Because every time they go through something, they go through that shit by themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody calling, checking up on them. Ain't nobody asking them if they straight. Everybody just taking everything personal, making everything about them. You feel what I'm saying? And the cycle continues. As a unit, as a family, as a community, bro, you gotta do better with that shit, dog. Stop letting our people go through shit alone, bro. And then when they motherfucking spaz out and crash out, oh, bro could have came and talked to me. Bro could have did this. Bro could have did that. But when bro wasn't calling, you wasn't checking either. You feel what I'm saying? So what he did, what he know how to do, is go through shit by himself. You feel what I'm saying? Man, let's start showing up for our people, dog. For real. Even if you don't know how, it starts with a call. Call them people, man, and see what they got going on. See if they mental straight. Make sure they good. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, man, no, listen, no greater words have been spoken. Let me tell y'all something. In 2026, y'all want to know the true reason why y'all don't get a lot of videos? Because they're energy suckers. Some of these stories are really energy vampires. And the level of body cams and stories that I watch and listen to on a daily basis so that I can put these shows together for y'all, it is draining. It literally sucks the life from you to understand that people can be so evil, so cruel, and so downright damn nasty. You need to check on your people. If you saying you got a squad and that's your squad, that's your team, you need to check on them. Matter of fact, if they going through something, you ought to feel it. There ought to be nothing that your team, your squad go through that you don't know what's going on. Why? Because you a squad. When one hurt, you all hurt. And if you can't move like that, then you need to find a new squad. Talent wins games. Teamwork wins championships. Baby, play the game for the championship. My motto. On all of my emails that I sent out. Because I understand the importance of a team. If you are in a relationship, if you are a couple, baby, you are a team. How does part of the team not come back home? What did what Jack say on the Titanic? You jump, I jump. She left him hanging at the end though, so she kind of broke the team. But you need to make sure you got somebody that's going to make sure that we all make it back home.
But going back to love languages, I feel like I'm blessed because I get all of them with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just like, I don't know, I'm appreciative to be able to experience all of them with you because I don't know.
Let me show you the twisted part about what she just said. It sounds good, and it sounds good for him to hear it, but she didn't answer his question, which means she doesn't have one with him. Because if she had one with him, she would have answered the question. You see how easily I told y'all what my love language was? My love language is affection. It's touch. That's my love language. I know it because that's what I respond the most to. You can't tell somebody, well, I'm lucky enough for you to give me all of them, because you don't have all of them. You only have one. You might like the others, but there's only one that make your toes curl. There's only one that makes that feeling start in the pit of your hoo-ha. How the song say, woo-ha. It's only one love language, baby, that's gonna make your liver quiver. It's only one. What happens a lot in relationships is we discuss things that are unattainable. And on the flip side, what we do is we fall for and get attached to stuff that's unattainable. You want to know what I mean? Okay, let me help you. We get attached to stuff like people saying, baby, I would give you the world if I could. Well, the fact of the matter is you can't. So why is that even in the conversation? And see, as women, we get excited about that. We get excited by a man telling you, I will put the world on a silver platter and hand it to you. First of all, the world don't belong to him. So he promising you something that he would have never been able to give you anyway. But you done got excited by a promise that's never going to happen. That's what happens when we fall in love with potential. In all honesty, I feel like Dro fell in love with potential. And she only seen him as a business transaction. I'll go with your mama, not me. Now, we got, plenty lives discussing Dro and Lulu. We might have to just go back after this interrogation video. Just go back to the beginning and start over after the interrogation and see if any of it starts to add up then. But you got to stop falling in love with potential and falling out of love when reality hits.
If I could say everybody has that same opportunity with a partner, you know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody take care of that physical touch, but you know what? They can't talk to me when they stressed out. You know, they don't know how to motivate them. They don't know how to make them feel good, or you know what? Maybe they can be a little selfish and they don't like doing stuff for the person for acts of service, or you know, they want to hang out with their friends, so they don't spend a lot of quality time. You know, I can go on and on. You know what I'm saying about each one. I feel like you do a perfect balance of everything.
Honestly, it's about not controlling your partner or demanding that out your partner. It's about teaching your partner. You feel what I'm saying? But your partner got to be in the space to where they hear you. Because a lot of people talk and be like, oh, I need this, I require that. But the partner not paying attention. They just want to love them in a way that they want to love them. You can't love your partner how you feel they deserve to be loved. You got to love them in a way that they can feel it. You feel what I'm saying? I got your back into the end. You got my heart. I can't pretend. Can't take
heart sandstone. They will be in love with Daddy. Don't do shit. Okay. That wasn't good. I'm Happy Father's Day, kid. Here's my star, Jerry. Step that is your ass. See that's what's up with you, man?
I believe in you. Let's get this money. Money's starting to come in. Let's get this money.
What's up with you? Why you be having me like this, huh? Why you be having me like this, That's cool. That's crazy.
Let's get it going. We getting paid. Let's get it going.
Hey, that's crazy.
Let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Hey, you shout out.
What we waiting on?
You shout out. You know that?
Let's get it going.
I love.
Oh, my little face down.
Bro, what the fuck? I just was telling you I need 10,000 boxes, bro. That's crazy. God, you so attentive.
So I got you your own little Valentine's Day basket. I never did this before.
The one thing that I loved about Dro in seeing the videos with his interactions with Lulu is that he seemed to be so excited about the small things. Now, if you talk to this man's family, this man kept money on him, had money, had motion, all of that, right? But in his videos, he was so excited by the small things. Tank tops and boxers. No red bottoms, no name brand, no Fenty bags, no name brand, no bling, no grills, no Jordan tennis shoes. He was excited by t-shirts and boxers because that's what he wanted. And she paid enough attention to get him what he wanted. Y'all don't have people in y'all life that's paying attention to y'all when y'all speak. You ought to have stuff that come to you just because you said it from your significant other. You shouldn't have to call them and say, hey, baby, would you get this for me? You ought to be mentioning something in the conversation. And next thing you know, it's showing up on the doorstep. You ought to be mentioning something to your girl, your wife in a conversation. And next thing you know, it's showing up on your doorstep. It's not a one-way thing. A relationship shouldn't just be about him giving her. It should also be about her doing for him as well. As ladies, we get stuck up on the fact, I want a man that's going to wine me and dine me and spoil me and treat me like a queen. Well, yeah, if you want a queen, on the side of a queen has to be a king. So what you going to do for him? Because the king rules the kingdom. The queen rules by his side. See, y'all not ready for that conversation, are you? Let's continue.
So I said, let me get my baby
this
stuff that he needs.
That's crazy.
Isn't this perfect?
Hey, give me a kiss, bro, you so fucking attentive. You raw as fuck. This was at the you had.
Yeah, I was hoping you remember from last year.
No, that's crazy. Bro, you, oh my gosh.
So look and see what you got.
Please, tank tops. I need towels and rat cups.
What else you got?
Well, I just told you I need. Oh,
that was mine. I was picking it up for you. Remember, I was like, I was picking it up for you.
Oh, shit. You got,
you know you love your old
all
babe.
this for my shrimp and salmon.
We got your seasonings, but you don't have your other ones anymore, so we got to start over. Look, what else you got?
Hold on, bro. I know this ain't no Nike.
Yes, no, I got you a new on the road hoodie. And look, did you peep the gray theme? How I went with the gray. Yo, he don't never know how to express. I do. Well, no, honestly, how you express is perfect, but I'm talking about like you always be lost of words.
You got me about to share the tip, that's crazy.
Look what else you have though. Come on, keep looking. You got a little bit of everything in there.
I'm trying to digest and process all of this, man. Bro, that's crazy. Bro, this jacket is so perfect.
So there you have just some history on Dro. I wanted y'all to be able to see his face before we get into this story, because as y'all know, Dro is no longer with us. Yeah, Dro took Lulu on a Christmas getaway and she came back, he didn't. Story is that he jumped out of a moving vehicle and that's how he lost his life. We're going to get into the interrogation, before we get into that,
All right, so I just wanted to Chipotle card. Baby, you want this? Let's see.
Friend,
But you ain't even really eat
to
Chipotle
give
like that,
some
so it's
words
like,
about
yeah.
how he feels about
Okay,
his
come on,
friend
what you gonna
being
do?
born. Now, so that you guys can see the
Fold.
little video,
Okay,
let
fold.
me make it a little bigger for you.
Okay.
Oh, this ain't supposed to be like that, though. But it's all good. I
want to stop. Ooh, it's your favorite color.
The video that's playing is the video from their Christmas getaway trip. Romantic
all right,
getaway
so I just
in
wanted
the
to
woods, a
Chipotle
little
card.
tiny
Baby, you want
cabin
this?
that looked like
Let's
a
see.
little trailer.
But you ain't even
Again,
really
I
eat
say
Chipotle
this
like
goes
that,
with
so it's like,
understanding
yeah.
your partner's love language.
Okay,
And
come on, what you gonna
understanding
do?
whether or not you have a partner who has to be
Fold.
in a 10-star
Okay, pick fold.
hotel. I understand it's 5. Don't do too
Okay.
much. In a 10-star hotel, or someone who's cool with just being next
Sock
to
it.
you.
Ooh, it's your
So
favorite
he
color.
put together this whole elaborate romantic getaway. As you see on the video, he
all right,
playing
so I
these
just wanted
games.
to
You roll the
Chipotle card.
dice.
Baby, you want
Whatever
this?
number
Let's
the
see.
dice roll on, you're
But you
able to
ain't
pick
even
up
really
a
eat Chipotle
box
like
that
that, so
has
it's
that
like,
number
yeah.
of bows on it,
Okay, come
and
on,
you
what you
get
gonna
the
do?
gift that's under that box. So they
Fold.
play
Okay,
that
pick
game
fold.
with each other. They, let me see.
Okay.
What else?
Chipotle card. Baby, you want Oh.
I have to pull the other videos so that you guys will be able to see them. But they're in the other, they're in our other videos. I didn't pull them all for this one. But now we're gonna listen to his friend speak.
We talked, and he was in good spirits, and in love with his old lady, and finna go up here and make her happy. He got to get Lou right, and he ain't never make it home. If y'all really knew Joe, to jump out of a moving car. This man drive 18 wheelers, on the CDL. He knows what would happen if he jump in a moving car. I'm not jumping out no moving car. What y'all don't know his relationship with her. Y'all don't know her violent tendencies. Y'all don't know how he can say the wrong shit and she get a punched him in his shit. But because he love her, y'all would never know that. Because that's his old lady. I know that because of like the homeboy who would have seen it and I heard these conversations. If my dog wouldn't have been up there if he wasn't trying to make you happy, oh, he'll be home with his kids. He dead now. Whatever you told them people, that's between you, them, and God. I know my homeboy dead. For real deal. Gone. All I know is my dog left with you and didn't make it back with you. When we go to the club, we come home together. You my girl, I protect you, you protect me. I don't know about what no police say about no my friend jumped out of the moving car. First of all, anybody who knows when a car is moving forward at any rate of speed over 3 miles an hour, goddamn, if he fall out, that body gonna roll forward. So you telling me that my dog fell out like a car and he ain't scratched up, he ain't got no road burn, he ain't got no road rash. All he caught was trauma to the back of his head when the car was moving forward. There's no crime when there's no witnesses and no evidence. There's only a story. It takes time for a case to be built. People have to go through that process. The thing I'm telling y'all is one, and I'm being as blunt as I can be. Y'all gotta stop moving off emotion. Stop moving off emotion. Because whatever happened up there, whatever started at that cabin, that working hotel, that got them to the point where my dog was willing to get away from what happened. It started with him and her. It started with him and her. It wasn't like I just, I'm happy I jump back on. Oh, I'm happy I hit my car and I'm hurt. It started with whatever y'all had going on. So let's start there. Why the he so upset to get y'all to this point? What did you do to him to get y'all to the point where he's dead now? It's a conversation that people deserve to know. So people can have a peace of mind. It ain't no, oh, that's between me and him because he dead now. He can't answer no more questions. He can't figure shit out for himself. But be dead and put in the ground and buried. His kids deserve to know what happened to him.
By sharing his live,
I'm going to honor what my sister said.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there just because I wanted you to hear what Joe Friend had to say, and I absolutely agree with him. At some point, we got to get to the place where the code is the code. We leave together, we come back together. Or we fight whoever we need to fight to make sure we come back together. And again, I told y'all, we're going to get back into and cover again the story of those young girls who went out of the country together and had to fight for their lives because they tried to kidnap them. We're going to get back into that story because I need y'all to see it again so that y'all can understand what true friendship needs to look like. Because I'm concerned about y'all friendships in 2026. I'm concerned about y'all relationships when you can go on a romantic getaway with your significant other and not come back. And it keeps happening over and over and over again. Maybe the better question is, how are we choosing our significant others? What is it about them that they're showing you to make you think they're significant or significant enough to be in your life or your kids' lives or your family's lives? Some of us sleeping with the enemy and don't even know it.
Hey, and that's just where I'm at. I'm not going to be out here.
So that's that one. Now let's get ready to get into why we are here today. We're going to start with this interrogation. Like I said, this is going to be a 2-part series because this interrogation is about 4 hours. A lot of it is her sitting in silence, but I do want us to be able to see her behaviors while she is sitting in silence. I want you to let me know what you think about it in the comments. Drop key points that you see about what she says. For those of you who know about this case, drop those key points in the chat. We're going to pause to talk about it. We may even have to jump on a panel after we make it through this interrogation to see what y'all think about what Lulu had to say about all of this. So, without further ado, let's go. Oh, almost forgot. So we have body cam footage. Yes, and I want to give a major shout out to Nothing But the Truth, because this is the individual who gathered all of the video footage that we are getting ready to see. I told y'all I love content creators who are producers and who are creative, and she creates all her thumbnails and videos and everything, and they are fascinating. So shout out to Nothing But the Truth. Please go over there and subscribe to her channel because she does amazing deep dives over there as well too. Let's go.
For 43, we're gonna have 2 eastbound lanes on Arthur Road flow from the I-75 bridge.
This is either a single free or E-phone, because none of the drivers hit him. No one hit him as far as we know.
Were you guys the ones that saw him?
He saw it first.
I thought it was a trash bag at first. Hey, you got blood sugar? Okay. Yeah. Blood sugar on. He was just laying in the middle of the road. Okay. Is this your car right here? Yeah. All right, so you pulled up, you thought it was a trash bag, and you just saw him laying here?
Yeah, and so I stopped to put on the hazards, and then I got out and saw him, and then they came up and pulled up.
Pulled in front?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he say anything to you?
No, he was just laying, like his money was flying.
Did you see any kind of debris around him or anything like that?
No, just the pizza.
Now that's going to be where I'm going to start having my first questions at. Number one, you can hear, or if you cannot hear, this witness right here is stating he thought it was a trash bag when he pulled up. The officer asked him, was there anything else laying there? He said, nothing but pizza. Now, this is what becomes interesting because how did the pizza get there? He had the pizza on his lap. So you're telling me a grown man stepped out of a moving vehicle with his hands on the pizza, which meant he was so in a rush to get away from you, quote unquote, according to your story, that he jumped out the car and took the food. Like, that's a different level of petty. I'm mad at you and you not gonna eat. Me and my food getting out the car. That's the story. Now, if you flip that and think about the behavior of women on the other side, does it sound more logical to you that he got out with the pizza? Or does it sound more logical to you that maybe she threw the pizza out the vehicle after he was already out? Whether he was trying to exit, whether he was pushed out, whatever the case was, does it seem more plausible to you that she threw it out or he got out the vehicle with it? Drop in the comments and let me know.
On the back of the head? No, we don't know anyone that hit him. Oh, okay. So it's some type of blood trauma here, and then he has to spray it like this. He's good.
Okay, so nobody. Okay.
Hey, you want to take his property?
No, so go ahead, 66.
Let's start taking pictures of the scene before anything gets disturbed. Yep. Let's move over here before we can start taking some pictures of the scene. You got the pictures? Yeah, 157.
Report 57.
Hey, Chief, seen about the same spot you found him?
Yeah, all she did was just roll him over.
Okay.
Guy out the window or something. I really just try to stop.
Is that your?
Now, what I want you to see, right? I'm pausing just so that you can see this road. So where the white line is, that is where the street is, right? Where the people are standing, that is what would probably in most cities be considered the bike lane. Sidewalk is on the other side of this concrete wall. Explain to me how an individual exits a moving vehicle that's going 25 miles an hour. Now, I want you to understand that to most people, 25 miles an hour seems like you're going pretty slow. But 25 miles an hour is actually pretty fast, especially if you finna exit that vehicle while it's going 25 miles an hour. Now, I need you to think about a person exiting a moving vehicle going 25 miles an hour and this concrete wall is here. I also need you to remember that there's no mention of any blood streaks on the wall, on the ground, which would happen if you exited the vehicle, hit the back of your head so hard that it sent skull fragments into your brain. I need you to remember these details from the autopsy. Skull fragments into your brain, but there's no blood anywhere. Do you see any blood? This is the body cam. Don't you think there would be blood if you hit the ground that hard? Wouldn't you think you would hit that concrete wall, exiting, tripping, Remember, his hands are full. He has the pizza. So you're exiting a moving vehicle with pizza in your hands and a concrete wall not that far off. Remember that as we're continuing.
Guys,
Yeah, we just got it out of the car to put the blood on it.
That blood is?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Pablo, do you do me a favor? Can you just get there 43 real quick?
Okay. That's his rubber.
Is he okay?
Okay.
Is he okay?
Who's that?
Oscar 12. If it's advising, they can't advise before yet if it's a traveler. They say that they don't see anything life threatening for now, but they're still transporting.
Where's Shan?
Is the hospital down here continuing on the arm track?
Can we just see if he's stabilized? Are they going to stabilize him while they're saying, can I just please get a reassurance, please?
Now that's Lulu coming on the scene. Does she look concerned to you? Now I need y'all to remember the witnesses who were called all kind of liars on the internet, right? And who they said were paid actors in the situation. Who stated when she came up, she didn't seem in any way, shape, form, or fashion like she was concerned that something happened to her significant other. You don't remember that? Now I need you to look at her behavior now.
Okay. Did the family member say if she was talking to him on the phone or something?
She just came right now. The white car?
Yeah.
Oscar 12. It might be a 3
Now that you can see them walking, let me rewind just a little bit. Uh-oh. That was a lot of it. There we go. I want you to be able to see this walk distance. And again, I want you to picture an individual exiting a moving vehicle this close to this concrete barrier with pizza in their hands, according to Lulu. Exiting a moving vehicle going 25 miles an hour. Wouldn't you think they would hit this concrete wall? I just see no way a person exits a moving vehicle and doesn't run head first into this wall. Like, exactly how does that happen? Okay, all right, let's look at dynamics. Let's remove the car. You're in your house. You have a box in the middle of your floor. You're trying to walk. And you trip over the box in the middle of the floor. What are you going to do? Slide forward. So if you're exiting a vehicle, how is it you're flying out the vehicle? You trip out the vehicle. You telling me not one part of you reached this damn wall? No marks nowhere. No skid, no skin, no scuff, no scrape, no nothing. Exiting a moving vehicle. And now you're able to see from the body cam the distance a car would be on the other side. Now remember, when we were able to watch the walkthrough, we watched the walkthrough from the sidewalk side, which is the other side of this concrete barrier. We're seeing it from the street side now, able to see how close cars are to the side of the road.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't think anyone robbed it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so
Were you possibly on the phone or anything with him when this happened?
No, we were arguing and he got out the
This is-
car.
this is
I'm
his
his girlfriend.
You're his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, how long ago did he
This
leave?
was not even 5 minutes ago.
Okay, and did you just go get pizza or something? Or?
Yes, we just went and got Papa John's pizza, the one right up there.
Okay.
Or down there, wherever it is.
And then you guys were down here and then he walked away?
No. We were riding in the car and he got out in the car.
Okay.
He got out the car because we were arguing. Yeah.
Okay.
He got out the car and
Where were you at when he got out of the car?
We were right over here.
Right over here?
The car.
You don't hear a sniffle, a snicker, a sadness, oh my God, my love is gone. Like, what do you mean? We were arguing. This was not supposed to happen. Like, oh my God. What am I going to tell his family? Like, oh my God. We were just arguing. Just, why would he get out the car? Why? We could have argued in the car. Why would he get out? You hear nothing from her that would signify any concern that the love of your life, all of the videos that we've shown, love of my life, I love him. He's my soulmate. He's my best friend. He's the best thing ever happened to me. Yeah, him to you, not you to him. Because we see what him being with you got him. Explain to me why there's no sadness from someone who just lost the love of her life. I want you guys to understand this is right after the incident happened. This wasn't days later. This wasn't hours later. This was allegedly after she pulled down the street, realized he wasn't coming down the street walking, her story, and decided to come back to see what's going on. Yet you hear no concern. You see you don't even see a tear. She could have faked a sorrow. She could have put her finger in her mouth, got some spit, and created a tear to make it look believable. Nothing about Lulu in this moment looks like she's concerned about someone who just died. She looks like she's concerned about a dog that ran in the middle of the road. And to be honest with you, people are more concerned about their pets.
So that nobody would hit me. So I stopped up there at that gas station because I'm thinking he's gonna walk. Like maybe he's just frustrated. He's gonna walk to me. But when I started seeing all these police in here, it's freaked me out. I'm like, okay, I can't tell where y'all going. But when I see the flashing lights, I was like, that is where he got out of the car at. Then I started zooming down.
Does he have any kind of medical history of any kind?
No.
Does he have any medical conditions?
No, I was already asked.
So what I'm wondering is somebody hit him or did he just have a medical episode
and fall down?
How fast you said you were going when you got out?
Hey, Chief.
I mean, you didn't think it was that fast. Like it was
The car was moving.
The car was moving, yeah.
Hey, Chief. So this is based on the injuries you guys saw on here. So it looked like he got hit or he maybe fell.
No, she said that they had a disagreement while the vehicle was traveling. He opened the door, rolled out.
And rolled out?
Yeah, he has a abrasion on the back of his head. He's still unconscious.
Is it similar to someone being an impact like off a mirror or anything?
He wasn't doing it.
I don't know.
So at this point, if you cannot hear what the police officers are saying, they're saying that he has a gash in the back of his head and he's unconscious. So at this time, they are not stating that he's deceased. However, they are saying he is unconscious.
between the moment he got out.
Tyrone Davis.
You still see no panic from her. Her arms are folded. Folded means closed off. So her arms are folded, she's closed off, and her significant other is in an ambulance. Paramedic. Police are asking her questions about how this happened, and she's giving extremely lucid answers for someone who the love of your life is injured. Do you know how hard it is to answer questions back to back to back nonstop when your head is all over the place because somebody you care about is no longer with us? So how is it that she's able to answer every question almost as if she planned the answers? But that's my opinion.
5 minutes? You have his ID? No,
his wallet. He should be in his pocket or it might be in the car.
Wallet's probably in his pocket.
Nah, he gave all the property to one of you guys.
Okay, we can check the truck.
Probably has it.
Tyrone Davis. He gave the property.
I'll say 43. We're not sure if it's signal 4 or if he had a signal 31 and he was just on the road. But we're still working that. There's a girlfriend here on scene for him, and she advised that about 5 minutes ago he got out of the car and started walking, but we're still working on that.
Hey, let them get the info so they can figure out who he is. Yeah.
So freaking weird.
So paramedics can't tell whether or not it's when he got out of the car. Apparently he hopped out upset, was on the ground. When he jumped out, he walked away. So the abrasion on the back of his head may actually just be from him hopping out of the car.
Also, when he hopped out of the car, he hit his head.
Ma'am, real quick, sorry to interrupt. Just we're trying to get all the story together.
Yeah.
When you guys had the argument, he got out of the car. Paramedics told me he hopped out and he rolled out of the car. Is that what happened?
It happened so quickly. I
But
can't
you weren't.
tell
Were
you
you
if he
at?
rolled.
Were you at a complete stop and he stepped out of the vehicle, or did he jump out of the vehicle?
Yeah.
Oh, so how fast were you going?
I don't think that fast because we was coming down here, so it couldn't
Just
have
an
been that
estimate.
fast. Maybe 25 miles.
That would do it.
Yeah, 100%.
That would do it.
Like,
Did he
not
have the
super
pizza in his
fast.
lap or something when he
had the
did?
pizza in his
Okay.
lap.
Oh,
That's what it
okay.
sounds like.
That's okay. All right. Yep.
Hey. It sounds like he was in the car with his girlfriend having an argument.
What's up, big guy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. 20 miles an hour. 25 miles an hour with the pizza in his lap. So it looks like he got out of a car and he just
Scraped himself up.
Yep.
So they just went with that answer. Just just to end to a long day's work. She said he just stepped out of a moving vehicle. Yep, there, and the pizza was in his lap. Yep, there it goes. He just, for no reason. Nobody at this scene is saying, girlfriend doesn't look concerned at all. Interesting. They were just fighting. He's injured. Did he get hit in the head? Is that how he got the injury to the back of his head? Because there's no blood on the ground, on the wall. Nothing shows that he rolled. And as you heard him ask, did he roll when he got out the car? She said she didn't know. Help me understand how you don't know whether or not the love of your life rolled when they stepped out of the car. They're stepping out of your car, so you know whether or not a person stepped out of your car on 2 feet, sis, or they stepped out of your car and you saw them go down. It's one or the other. And you can see both from your car. You don't need a rear view mirror. You don't need a side view mirror. You don't need a windshield. You don't need none of that. Do you know why? Because they're stepping out of your car. They're right next to you. And there's only 2 people in the vehicle. So how don't you know? And the police were okay with this. And you wonder why I tell you I have a problem with police now. Their investigation skills with every case, not just black ones. Did y'all see the way they handled Nancy Guthrie? That was a complete shit show of police work. I'm starting to believe they just grabbing them off Skid Row somewhere, hand them a badge saying, hey, we short. You need a job.
It sounds like it was more of a, he got out, because she said he got out of the car, she went and parked and walked back, and that hole took about 5 minutes. And so the pole probably came out about 4 or 5 minutes ago. So it makes sense that he probably just...
She parked and walked back? Now, that's a different story than the stories that we've been given all this time. All the time that we've been discussing the story, we've been discussing that she drove back. She was in a car. Why would she park and walk back to the scene? You're in a car. Why wouldn't you drive back? Why, Lulu? Let me rewind just to make sure I heard what I heard.
Because she said she got out of the car, she went and parked and walked back, and that hole took about 5 minutes. And so
she got out of the car, she parked and walked back. Why would you walk back? Walking back makes no sense unless there's something in the car you don't want them to see. Maybe. Allegedly. But you let me know what you think.
Pole probably came out about 4 or 5 minutes ago, so it makes sense that he probably just rolled out of a car and. Yep. No, so I guess they were having an argument, and he decided to get out of the way.
Yeah, he hopped out of the moving car because they were getting in an argument.
Yep.
Had the pizza on his lap, which is why the pizza's laying out all over the ground. Went up there, she parked, comes back, and that's when she sees this.
You got all day 43? I haven't talked to her.
Again, I want you to remember they're repeating that she parked and comes back. Why would you go up the street to park and come back when you could have just stopped on this? Let me tell y'all something. There's no way. Now, I need y'all to think of the way women behave. This is a black woman, right? Most black women think you gonna jump out, walk away, close a door, hang up, leave. Do any of those things while you're in the middle of an argument, there's gonna be an issue. So you're telling me this woman of the mocha complexion was arguing with her man. They were in a heated argument. And you telling me that this man decided in the middle of a heated argument with this mocha tone beauty that he was going to jump out of a vehicle, and you're telling me she was going to keep driving? Y'all honestly telling me she kept driving in the middle of an argument? She said, "Oh yeah, nigga, that's fine. Bye." Really? Now I need y'all to think about behavior. That's the way most would behave. Now, some of us with sense ain't arguing in a moving vehicle anyway, because you ain't putting my life or yours in jeopardy arguing with me because you got an attitude. Now, you pull this car over and we can go 30 in the field if you want to, but you not arguing with me and you driving. That's not gonna happen. I'm not being fast forwarded to the resurrection on purpose by accident. That is not about to happen today. Me and the Lord did not have that conversation. He didn't tell me I had to. Ain't no woman letting no man jump out no vehicle in the middle of an argument. Ain't happening. Matter of fact, let me take Mocha Team off of it. Woman, period. Ain't no woman leaving no man in the middle of no argument. You just finna let him be at peace and walk away while you still mad? Girl, please. Please. The men should have known better than that. They can't be married. That might have been the problem. Maybe none of these officers standing here are married. Because there couldn't have been one married officer that believed that story when it came out her mouth. So as a woman, you let a man jump out the car while y'all was arguing and you just kept driving? Teach me the game, Ghost. Matter of fact, teach my wife the game, Ghost. Because I'm still waiting on her to learn that trick.
I heard part say like and then plus the guy there for the. Okay, can you give it to the midnight units so y'all can get up out here?
Appreciate you, big dog.
So you tend to forward to your girlfriend?
Yeah.
All good. We'll take off.
Yep.
Who's going to trauma?
Yeah, right up here. Yeah, I owe the road.
I love him. I'm thinking of the You were asking for it.
That ain't the pizza I want, though.
So now the next video that you're getting ready to see, apparently this is not Lulu's first time doing such behavior. Oh, no. It's not her first time. So we're going to get into this video because she has an ex-boyfriend that this happened to as well. Again, shout out to Nothing But the Truth on YouTube. Please go check her out. She has amazing videos, amazing content creator that's blowing up right now. Please go check her out. But she did a video letting us know that this is not the first time. Only difference is the first ex-boyfriend this happened to actually survived. Let's get into the details of this case.
What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Let's talk about it now. Let's talk about behavior and patterns before I get into this incident regarding Lulu and her ex-boyfriend that happened in 2017. Now, when it comes to behavior and pattern of somebody, you really got to pay attention to it. Lulu got a past behavior of aggression. She already admitted in the police report that she got physical with Tyrone to the point that she went to jail. Now, back in 2017, she was involved in a rollover accident that caused her ex-boyfriend to be ejected from the vehicle. Now, according to the report, she claimed that she was driving down the state highway. She ended up picking her phone up off the ground and smashing her car to the concrete wall, which caused her vehicle to flip over and over again, which led to her ex-boyfriend flying out the vehicle. Now, I'm not going to get on the internet act like I ain't never see people who stage but Lulu is starting to be a real smooth criminal. Now, after that incident happened, she went to court. The state was going to pursue charges against her. However, the case was dismissed. But I'm like, they ain't charged her with neglect. They ain't charged her for nothing. They only had careless driving. Now, what I want to point out in this situation now, this is just my theory, right? Every time an incident happened regarding one of Lulu mans, she always traveling in the east direction. When Tyrone Davis allegedly jumped from a vehicle, they was traveling east toward Circle K. Now, according to this report from 2017, her and her ex-man was traveling east. Something is going wrong. Like, I don't be in no black magic or no voodoo
hey,
type
press
of
pause
BS.
because I heard she's Haitian. So real quick, is there like any stories or any rituals or anything that have to do with traveling east? Y'all, anything? I do see a pattern, Progressive. I absolutely agree with you. I think there's a pattern, and I think there's a pattern with men. I think men got to be real careful with these women. I keep telling y'all, see, y'all music don't teach y'all shit no more. That's the problem. Our music taught us. We are not the same. BBD told us never trust the big button and smile. Y'all keep trusting them. That's the problem. Our music gave us clear instructions back in the day. Y'all music ain't teaching y'all nothing. Now yet we have another boyfriend who's come up in the mix. Allegedly in this story, she dropped her phone. And while she was getting her phone, she crashed into a wall. Interesting, she always seemed to be near walls when all this stuff happened, huh? So now we got traveling east and walls. You can't be in a car with Lulu if you're going to go past the wall. Matter of fact, just don't let her drive. Not only that, isn't it interesting, once again, she's driving. Now, I wonder with the first boyfriend, was she known not to drive as well? Because in the case with Dro, she was known not to drive. Matter of fact, not even known not to drive. She never drove. He always drove. This particular day, oddly enough, she decided to. Wonder why. But let's continue. Now I want to know what all was done in the woods. Because their cabin was in the woods. And I told you again, one of my questions was, who chose this cabin? Was it her or was it him? Whose idea was this particular location?
Like Lulu is protected. She got some type of blessings or good luck charm or a rabbit foot somewhere in these goddamn cars when she be doing these illegal things, because she never get charged with it, she never get penalized, and she never get punished. Is it a thing with me or is I'm tripping? Why this bitch always traveling east when a tragedy incident happened and she never get harmed? Lulu was okay because she had her seatbelt on. Her ex-man ain't have his seatbelt on. Man, this girl staged that. She staged it and she did the same shit to Tyrone Davis, y'all. And I'm not trying to sound ignorant, no disrespect to my Eastern Stars people. Now, rumors was she was involved in the Eastern Stars, or she got people related to that type of, group of people. You know, I just need clarity because I don't be in these type of groups.
And for those of you who don't know what Eastern Stars are the female versions of Masons. It's the female sect. My aunt was an Eastern Star. My grandma is an Eastern Star. My grandmother that passed away was an Eastern Star. I've never looked into it because it's nothing I ever decided to join or wanted to join. And I guess I would probably look into it if there was a case surrounding it to make me look into exactly what it is. But drop in the comments and let me know if you know anything about Eastern Stars.
And I gotta ask y'all a question.
Press pause. And if you think it could play a part in what happened to Dro. Now, I done heard some dark stories about Masons. Haven't heard any dark stories about Eastern Stars. But if you heard anything about it, let me know. Let me know if you feel like it has anything specifically to do with this case.
Or anything, because I don't be studying those type of movements. When you're a part of the Eastern Stars and when you want to get away with, you know, murder or you want to get away with a crime, do you got to be traveling east to get away with it? Because I'm just saying, like, it's traveling east in 2017 and got away with her boyfriend being thrown from the vehicle. I'm just trying to talk about the behavior pattern. I'm trying to get some type of sense.
I mean, because she got a point. She kind of got a point. She does. Eastern Star. Her first boyfriend was ejected out the car when she crashed into a wall going east. Her second boyfriend allegedly jumped out the car while she was traveling east. I don't know, y'all. It could be a coincidence. And there's a potentiality that it isn't. But, hey, there's a lot of east going on in this story is all I'm saying. Progressive said, yes, there are several traditional rituals performed specifically by women that involve facing or pointing east. Interesting. Across many cultures, the east represents the rising sun, new beginnings. So that sounds like a sacrifice. You talking about new beginnings and ritual. That would lead me to believe a potential sacrifice. But if we say potential sacrifice, what you would have to gain something from it. So what would she gain by sacrificing Tyrone Davis? That's when you start hearing everybody talk about sacrifices, I get leery, because in order for it to be a sacrifice, that means I got to get something in return. So what do you think she would get out of this? Money? Status? Was there something they were working on that nobody's talking about? Again, I heard she's Haitian. Now, I'm not saying that that has anything to do with this, but I have heard some stories about Haitian women. It's all I'm going to say. No tea, no shade. If you got some Haitian in you, because I think I got some in me. To be honest, I really want to do an Ancestry.com because I heard I got some Creoles, some Haitians, some West Indies, Indian, and Gullah Geechee. That's the main one that I want to look into. Some Gullah Geechee. So let me know what you think. Do you think this is ritual, what happened to him? She did this? Not malevolently, just downright, outright unaliving, but do you think this whole thing was planned from the beginning as a part of some kind of sick, twisted ritual?
The patterns that I'm seeing. Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying all Eastern Stars group members are bad people. I'm not saying that y'all are a cult. I'm not saying that y'all are doing things out here and trying to get away with murder. And I'm not trying to say this movement is connected to Lulu, but I just heard rumors in the past that she was an Eastern Star. Because you notice nothing never happened when she driving west. It's always east. East, east, east. Now, maybe it is a coincidence, but I'm just saying, I'm looking at the facts. And every time something happened to her mans, it's always related to traffic. I guarantee you, Lulu was the one who called 911 the day Tyrone allegedly jumped from that moving vehicle and told those people that Tyrone was hit by a car. Now check this out, right? Like I said, I go over the report over and over again because, you know, sometimes you can miss things. So when I was reading over the interview section between Lulu and the detective, she told the detective that she didn't stop because she didn't want to get...
You know, I could see that as well, Niecy. But again, I have to ask, what does she have to gain from it? Black Widow, traditionally, urban legend style, the Black Widow killed her victims and took something from them. She was able to gain something. So what would Lulu gain by Dro being out the way? Because I agree, she could be. Considering this is number 2, maybe the ritual didn't work the first time and it worked the second. Who knows, allegedly.
hit by traffic. Let's make it make sense. So allegedly your boyfriend jumped from your moving vehicle, landed on the ground in the middle of the road, and you said you did not want to stop because you ain't want them cars to hit your car. What about his body? You ain't think about his body. You ain't think about his safety. You was so concerned about the incoming traffic running into your car. What about them running over his body? So again, Lulu did not care about Tyrone Davis. Lulu wanted traffic to run him over. You know, all that was a part of Lulu's game. When Lulu went over there by Circle K acting like she was waiting for Tyrone to walk up the streets, I guarantee you she made that 911 call. So when she seen the police heading to that same direction, she left the gas station thinking that Tyrone was hit by a vehicle. So when she went back to the scene, that's why she was so shocked to see him getting on that scratcher alive, because she thought it was going to be a yellow tarp over his body. She said she ain't know what happened. How? How you don't know what happened to a person when that person allegedly jumped from your vehicle? She was hoping that a car ran him over. You know why? Because it was so easy for her to tell that story to the family. But when she found out that these witnesses rendered aid to Tyrone, it made her nervous. That's why in the police report, she was lying through it. She couldn't get her thoughts and lies together. But GPD helped her get away with murder because they didn't do a thorough investigation. But at the end of the day, like I say, a lot of y'all might not like my approach, but when I drop a video, best believe I know what I'm talking about. One thing about a lie eventually will catch up with you.
So now y'all drop in the comments and let me know what y'all think about what she had to say. Do y'all agree with the whole Eastern Star? This could be a practice. This could be a ritual. This could be something she trying to gain. Hell, she could be a succubus for all we know. For all we know. A lot of women out here into some dark stuff trying to get a man and hold on to him. Not even just trying to get a man and hold on to him, trying to chase the bag. A lot of women are in, look, when they used to say back in the day doing something strange for a piece of change, they had no idea what 2026 would look like. None. Because it's a lot of people doing something strange for a piece of change. Now we're getting ready to get into what we have all come here for today, and that is to hear Lulu speak in this interrogation. So make sure your glass is filled to the rim. Make sure you're nice and comfy, because we're getting ready to get into it now. This is going to be a multiple part so that we can get through this. Like I said, while you're hearing her speak, key things that jump out to you, please drop them in the comments, and we will be pausing to discuss. Please make sure while you are watching that if you look down where it says live, you want to make sure that button next to that word live is red. If that button is not red and that button is a grayish color, then you're not going to be watching me in real time. But if that button is red, then you are watching me in real time. If you are ready, let's go.
Are you gonna need any water?
Yes, please.
All right. Get you some. I'm not closing the door all the way.
Okay, thank you.
Just for some privacy.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Find either sweater or you just got a bed sheet.
We'll take the bed sheet. Just because I got on this type of jacket.
First of all, I'm so sorry about all this that's happened.
I appreciate that.
It's very hard. Very hard thing to endure in general. And then, like I said, being asked to talk to us any further could always make somebody worried, right?
Yeah,
what we would ask, I would imagine, is that you're honest, right?
Yes.
No matter what it comes of it, you just got to make sure, like, because then what happens is we start doubting you, and it's like, we don't want that.
No,
and we don't like to waste our time either, to be honest, because that could take on forever to get to the bottom of it. And I think from the looks of it, I feel like you're going to be honest with us.
Yeah, I was with the first person, so everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just want to run down just your whole weekend. I know y'all were in Gilchrist County.
Yeah, we were in Gilchrist Springs. We had a cabin. We got one of their little tiny cabins, and we spent Christmas there. We was there from Wednesday to Saturday. We, I think Wednesday was Christmas Eve, so, which would be, I think, right? Christmas Eve was Saturday, Wednesday?
I think you are.
Or you can put Christmas Eve, so, just to make sure that the dates align with each other. So we got there Christmas Eve. You know, we went shopping and everything before that from Orlando. I got my makeup done and everything because we took Christmas pictures inside the cabin and stuff. So we spent our week there. I mean, not the week there, but those days there, just enjoying Christmas. It was amazing. We actually thought we were supposed to be there to Sunday, but we only booked it to Saturday. So we were trying to extend it a little bit longer, but we couldn't. So we ended up leaving. But before we left, during that stay on the last day, we did get into an argument while we were at the Marriott property or whatnot. We were kind of just going back and forth for like one of our issues with each other as far as like making sure that we're taking care of each other's needs and things of that. So it was like a disagreement of that, of feeling like, well, I'm not getting what I need, or I'm not getting what I need, or, you know, just something like that. So we ended up, during the process of me packing up some of the stuff in the car, someone from the property came by and was like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. We're in an argument, but we're getting ready to
Now,
leave
I want to
now."
pause here for a second, simply because the way she's blowing past this argument. Now, one of the things that I told y'all in the beginning that's going to be really important in this case, especially with the interrogation, is to understand what they were arguing about. Once you understand what they were arguing about, then you understand who the true aggressor is. If I'm mad at you because you cheated, that's naturally going to make me the aggressor. If you're mad at me because I cheated or I did something fugazi, then that's naturally going to make you the aggressor. So the important distinction in this situation, to me, is still going to be to find out, what were you arguing about? Matter of fact, that's going to let you know how severe the argument was and how severe it got and why. Without understanding the argument itself, you don't know how bad this thing got. Because me arguing because you forgot to let the toilet seat down is totally different than me arguing because I just found out that you went on a getaway with a girl. Or I found out you went on a date with a dude. Or I saw pictures in your phone of you or somebody else. See how that go?
So I made only one interaction with one Marriott employee. It was just real beef. He just got back in the truck and was like, okay, and just left it alone. They didn't make any specific contact with us or anything. I don't know if he would have if I wasn't coming out the door or not and would have came all the way up, but I told him we were okay.
Was it getting heated though? Like, was it loud or anything?
Yeah, we were yelling. And we both, like, when we argue, we both yell. So, yeah, we both were yelling.
Okay. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. They might have heard a sound, if anybody heard a sound, because when he got mad, he threw his Wi-Fi router. I was going to say my router because it's under my T-Mobile account, but it's his because he drove trucks. So he threw it down and that broke. Or whatnot. I think I still got that in the car, actually. Hence it's going to bring you to the next part of the story. So we ultimately ended up leaving, and I was like, the white truck is mine. So I was like, I'm driving, even with this bad ankle. You could tell I was mad. I shouldn't have been driving, but I still chose to drive. So we proceed to head to Gainesville, and we go to stay at the Fairfield Marriott. I have the exact name if you guys need it. So we go ahead and check in, and at that point, because of the argument, he stays there at the hotel. But I go to T-Mobile. I can give you that T-Mobile I went to as well. Let's see. Okay, the T-Mobile's address is 2 Northwest 16th Ave. Yeah, it looks like I think it's like 15 minutes from that. Yeah, from that hotel. So I went there. I was in there for a while, talking to them about getting a new router. I had told them that it dropped off the truck, his work truck. I didn't tell them what actually happened. I just told them about that, in case that detail is important. So at that point, they submitted a request for me to get a new router sent out, or whatnot, to my house in Orlando. I ended up leaving, and let him know I was outside. Or whatnot. He told me, he asked me if I could bring him to get him something to eat because he was hungry. So from there, the argument, I can't remember how it started back up, but we started back arguing. It was just one of those days, like all couples have. Sometimes it's just a day of arguing,
We've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there, and it just continued. So what we did then at that point from the hotel is we went to Papa John's, and I can give you that address.
Y'all notice how she's trying really, really hard not to tell them what the argument was about? Y'all notice that in her story? Because if it was just that simple, then she would have said the simple thing they argued about. But it must be something deep because you're not mentioning any details. Matter of fact, in order for you to leave one place, the argument to die down and kick back up would mean that it was bad enough that it wasn't over with. You just got quiet. So what were you arguing about? Explain to me how a romantic trip between two lovebirds turns into this kind of trauma and this kind of argument that leads to deadly consequences.
It's 3605 Southwest Archer Road. So I stayed in the car. He usually typically doesn't order online, so I don't think because he always has me do all this stuff like on the phone, so I think he went in to order. And he got the box of pizza. I don't know what kind of pizza it was because, like I said, we were arguing. I wasn't paying attention to that. And we ended up leaving from there. At that point, I'm still driving. So how we had to get out from the Papa John's, based off of my maps, I thought I had to go towards where the bridge or where he was found at, during towards that direction.
Interstate?
Yeah, we're off of Archer Road and that interstate or whatnot. So I had to go there, and at that point where that intersection is, that's where I did the U-turn to go back. Because I'm like, I don't know if, I'm trying to remember, but either way, I thought that was direction. And once I realized and go on my maps, it had me turn around. So that's what I did. And at that point, when I was turning, when we were, going back and forth arguing, but the arguing, it turned into not just us, but it turned into, him and us talking about some altercations, or not altercations, some situations with his daughter, they weren't on one accord as far as she getting in trouble and lying and things of that nature. So he was just expressing and her sharing to him that she wished him finding in her phone that she wished she was dead. So that was something that we were talking about.
So
and also
explain to me how she's able to tell in detail about what he, quote unquote, allegedly discussed regarding his children's mother, but you can't tell what your argument was about. I need y'all, the golden chapeau is on the screen. I need y'all to dissect everything that she's saying. Pay attention to her, because how exactly, when you're discussing your argument, you blow over it. Everything is, because how, when you're in a relationship, things just happen and, you're upset and you just get into an argument. That's all she can say about her argument. Oh, but she got a whole lot to say when it comes to the baby's mother. Don't you think that's interesting?
About just frustration that the mother of his kids and what she's putting in the kid's head to make it even cause conflict of the children and how they're looking at him. So that was, I'm not saying it was happening at that exact moment, but that was it wasn't just us, it was a lot of topics that it was. And I think at that point he got so mad, whatever part of that conversation we were in, he ended up jumping out the car.
You see that? Whatever part of the conversation we were in. Let me explain something to you. There's something about trauma. Your brain is going to create a block to block you from being able to remember it, or it's going to come flooding in and you're going to remember the details. So especially an argument that happened right before the love of your life jumped out of a moving vehicle and is no longer here. You're going to remember exactly what that argument was about. You're going to remember exactly what happened that whole day because you've been arguing the whole day. You're telling me you don't remember none of your argument, but you remember he was upset about his baby mom and what she's telling his kids that have nothing to do with your romantic getaway. So why would he take that out on you? But the police got it. So let's continue.
I was driving. I originally told the officer that I think I might have been slowing down when I saw him getting out, but I cannot remember. Like, from what I'm realizing right now, I think it caught me off guard when he got out the car. But because I was doing a U-turn, I don't think I was going fast. I told the initial officer I think it might have been 25 miles per hour, but I kind of was just guesstimating because I really don't know about driving speed and stuff. And I'm like, I was doing a U-turn, so I don't think I was yanking it, like going super fast. But it's like, I truthfully don't know. But at that point, that's when he jumped out the car. But how what our relationship is, he's never physically jumped out the car during an argument. But like, he has a really big personality, so he'll jump out the car, like, as far as if he sees somebody, like, as it's slowing down, rolling and stuff like that. So him jumping out the car wasn't like something abnormal, but it was more abnormal for him to do it during an argument, because typically what we did.
Here's my problem with this. So if you remember when all of this broke and all of the vloggers were covering this, and goodness gracious, I cannot think of the name of her new channel. Gigi, her channel was covering it, and all these so-called friends called themselves trying to jump up and defend Lulu. You remember when that happened? If you've been following from the beginning, one of the things that they kept trying to push down everybody's throat was that Dro was known for jumping out of a moving vehicle. This was something that was repeated over and over and over again. Dro was known for jumping out of a movie. Thank you, Niecy. Messy sweet spot, but it's her criminal channel. It's Criminal Noir, I think it's called. But the friends were saying he was known for doing this. Everybody knows that Dro jumps out of moving vehicles. Now we have the interrogation, and that's not what was said to the police. So my confusion comes in at, why did you allow that narrative to be spread? As if this is something that he does, knowing that you sat in an interrogation room and told these detectives, no, it's abnormal for him to jump out of a moving vehicle during an argument.
When we would argue is if we were in the car with each other, we'd typically park or we'll stop, because there's been times where he's through the car and parked and got out, you know? And yeah, so we typically, going back to that, typically us, when we argue, we'll get out the car from each other, but we'll give each other space, because there's been so many times to where he'll get out the car and I'm literally following behind him in the car, like, come get back in the car, and we're arguing. It turns it into something bigger. So we just decided, let's not follow each other in the car. And usually we just pay attention clearly because we need a ride back anyway, to where the direction we see the car go in, and we just walk back. And so when he jumped out the car, I proceeded to head to, I think it's a Circle K further up. I go to that Circle K and I don't even park at the pump. I park like in front of the exit or whatnot, so that he can see exactly where I'm at, so he can just walk to the car. So it's like, it was probably like 5-6 minutes, I'm not sure at the time. I'm like, dang, what's taking him so long? So I'm getting aggravated. I'm like, why is he taking so long? He want to jump out the car, he want to take forever, let's get back to the hotel. So then I pull up a little bit further on the driveway so I could see if I could see him walking down the street, and I don't. And at that point I start seeing police officers, fire trucks, and then an ambulance headed to that, and then I see them doing a U-turn. I said, oh my God, did something happen with Tyrone? I immediately got nervous at that point, so I zoomed down this road.
First of all, that makes little to no sense, because number one, it doesn't, no police that I've ever seen or paramedics are going to get to a scene that fast at all, unless they're in the vicinity. Now you can tell me if this area works differently, but in most states, it's going to take the paramedics and the police a minute or two to get there. So you're telling me you had time to drive and sit, and when you got there, all of a sudden after 5 minutes, that's when you saw the police coming back down? That's when you got concerned? So between the time you pulled off and parked to the time you say you saw the police, it was only 5 to 6 minutes. Got it.
I see they're in that same area, I do a U-turn, and that's when I'm getting out the car on the structure, getting into the truck. And I said, what happened? What happened? This is my boyfriend. Like, I'm here. Like, he jumped out the car when we were arguing, but I didn't know anything happened. Like, did something happen?
This is a place that confuses me again, because she's saying she drove back. The police said she parked and walked back. Now, which one was it? Did she park and walk back, or did she drive back? Those two are going to make a big difference, because it only takes you moments to get down the street in a vehicle. It's going to take you minutes to get down the street on your footsies. So which one was it?
And somebody standing next to her was just like, I found him here on the ground. I think she was like, I seen him fall or something. I can't remember. She said she found him like that or she seen him fall. Okay. But she expressed to me that she was a nurse, and when she seen him, she started rendering aid and called 911. So I'm hearing now that it was a man that called 911. So I'm assuming it was whoever the person was with her while she was rendering an aid. So then I get to the police officer. I'm like, what happened? What happened? I'm just trying to ask them. I'm like, I'm his girlfriend. And they're like, we're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. So they give me his wallet. Mm-hmm. So I take his wallet and his phone that he had, and then I follow the ambulance to the hospital. Yeah. And that's like a synopsis of our day. Okay. Yeah.
So in your arguments in the past, Has anything ever got physical between you two?
Yeah, in the past, like, and when we first were got back, because I've met him 10 years ago, so we've been dating off and on, but we've been back at it for like the last 5 years.
Okay.
So initially, in the first part, into the middle too, it became physical as far as both of us actually, you know, putting our hands on each other. And one time I even got arrested at a hotel for that. It got the case is dismissed. It was in 2000. Excuse me. It was in 2020. Okay. So
this is another reason why I don't understand why they're marketing an accident. There's so many discrepancies in her story, from whether you were going 5 to 6 minutes or was it in fact 20 to 30 minutes, which is what we did here. We covered it. Did you make a U-turn? Did you not make a U-turn? What was the car stopped? Was the car not stopped? Like, it's so many discrepancies, and I don't understand why the police listened to her talk and said, "Yep, accident."
You know, but I think it was considered under. I don't think it was domestic. I think it was. I forgot what it was.
Dating?
But I don't know what it was. What the charge was, or what.
Was it battery though?
No battery. It wasn't battery.
Disorderly.
Okay. They did it under disorderly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I probably because when we were going back and forth and fighting with each other, we wasn't in the hotel lobby yet. We ended up in the hotel lobby, and that's when
they became disruptive.
Okay. That's when it came the disruptiveness of it.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess were you guys denying that you had put hands on each other? Because I wonder why they would have opted to take you on that charge. Versus...
I don't know because I don't even know if he shared that with them. And me and him have a habit of protecting each other. So sometimes when you're in certain situations, there's only so much you can say, but we'll choose to go that lighter route. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he just didn't tell them that we were in there fighting, because it was so long ago, so I wouldn't say we were just actually, but it might have been a grab or a push or something like that.
And they may not have been able to prove it anyways,
yeah.
But so they may have just gone with the lesser.
Yeah.
Decided to take
you all separated for the night.
Exactly, and then call it a day. Yeah, because he was the one who picked me back up from jail. So, and we went back to the same hotel. So it's like just young, stupid stuff, you know, growing pains in relationships sometimes.
Can you describe, like, the kind of person?
He's amazing. He has the biggest heart. He's so selfless. Like, you know, he's like a ball of joy. He loves recording. He actually is a YouTuber, and he's big on Instagram and stuff like that. So he loves to record. He loves to just be out and about. Like, we're complete opposites, because he's like the outgoing one, and I'm more of the introvert compared to us. I can be outgoing, but it's more of like I'm typically more reserved. But he has a beautiful smile. He's always willing to help. If we pass by someone in a car and they're pushing a car, he'll get out to see if they need help. Like, he's just amazing. Like, he's literally an amazing person.
Do you not realize that not one time did you hear her say, "He's the love of my life"? I love him. He means everything to me. He's made me happier than anyone else that I've ever been in a relationship with or experienced. There's nothing in the way this girl speaks about Dro that makes anyone feel like she's in love with him or was ever in love with him. Do I think she loved him? Yes. Do I think she was in love with him? Hell no. I think he was a business acquisition. But she said she would marry him. So y'all ain't never heard of nobody marrying their business acquisition before? Y'all clearly ain't watching Beauty in Black. Clearly. This happens all the time. This isn't new.
We were just celebrating for the tiny cabin for Christmas. He surprised me because I was in the cabin cooking shrimp and grits because that's his favorite meal. When he came out, he surprised me. He put "I love you, Lou" on the cabin with sticky notes. So we give those type of gestures of love to each other. Like, we're both like very, like, we do big gestures when we give gifts and stuff like that. Like when I flew him out for his first time out of the country. No, actually, this was his second time in the country. It was for his birthday. I printed out like the plane ticket, and I brought it to Cheesecake Factory earlier, the sombreros, and I told them when we order drinks, if you can bring out the sombreros, and I'm gonna hand him the plane ticket and tell him we're going to Mexico. So it's just like we did that. We had that type of relationship with each other. It was like just super fun, super fun. We had our moments because it just was hard and it was long distance. We never had that time together to just be together every day, like as a live-in situation. He actually was coming home off the road this year in March so that we can officially buy our house and get married and start having kids. That was our plan.
So do you think that the distance didn't help in the sense of like you guys would jump into maybe more heated arguments faster because you didn't have the time to build on how to interact with each other?
I think so.
Like I mean, that's just an assumption. I
think so because we did great on the phone, and we were used to, if we have arguments on the phone, it's easy to hang up. So it was like our thing to where it's like, why would you hang up on me? So that was our biggest thing. And it's like, things can only go so big on the phone, you know? And I feel like, honestly, just a part of us just trying to build as partners and just as we're growing too, because we're young, you know, still kind of getting older. Like us problem solving in heated situations was our problem as far as communicating, like, because both of us, like, he's more impulsive than me, but it's like we would get so mad to where it was just like just yelling and it's not coming to a common ground. So I do think distance played a role in that because we couldn't find our own rhythm of what is the best way to communicate through issues in person.
Right. Oh, sorry about that. All right. I don't want to separate and touch. You have any?
Did he drink at all?
Yeah, we both drank.
Okay, both drank. Do you know if he was drinking at all Saturday?
We drunk earlier that day.
Okay. About what time?
I think we started.
You know, one thing that she said that I can absolutely agree with, that a lot of us have a problem with, we have a problem with communicating in person. That's why it escalates and goes bad so fast, because we haven't learned the art of communication with each other. We don't know that in communication, one person has to be quiet and listen while the other person speaks. And you can't listen to the person that's speaking, trying to pull out of it the parts that you want to dissect. No, you have to hear everything that they're saying, and you have to hear the heart of what they're saying. Once they're finished, then it's your turn to speak. But no, because we haven't learned the art of communication, we talk over each other. Then it escalates. Then all of a sudden those endorphins and hormones start raging and glitching and twitching. Now you want to go postal and unalive each other. Because you haven't learned how to communicate. But do you know why you don't know how to communicate? Because you don't know each other. Some of y'all spend so many years with individuals you don't even know. You wake up, you go to sleep, you fix food, you take showers together, you're intimate, you have sex, you go on trips, you lay in the house. You probably have had a kid or two with somebody you don't even know. That's why the arguments get so bad, because you're arguing with somebody you don't know. When I know you, I know how to communicate with you. Dig them apples.
We don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, but then we ran out. We ran out of Hennessy, so or whatnot.
Okay. Do you know how many drinks that you'd had?
I think we only had like one. We made a cup. We made it with Red Bull, so we just had a cup each while we was watching, because we brought a projector to the cabin, so we was watching movies at that time when we was having our drink. Okay. And to my knowledge, he only had one, so I don't think he had like a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Was he a drug user at all?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
When he fell out of the car, did you see him in the rearview mirror and the side mirror or anything?
No, like it's like I saw him, like, you know how you see, because I'm still driving at that point, so you see him get out of the car. So in my peripheral, I could have sworn I saw him standing up when he got out, but I can't confirm that, because when he got out,
that makes no sense. That makes no sense. You know, when your door opens and someone exits your vehicle because it's on the side of you, you know whether or not that person exits on their 2 footses or whether they exited fell to their back. You know this. You don't need to look out of a rear view mirror, because you look out of the rear view mirror for something that's in your rear that happened. You don't need your rear view mirror to see what happened right next to you.
So I have no idea like where his position was when he got out.
Okay. I know everything happened real quick. Do you remember exactly what part of the U-turn? Like, was it during the middle of the U-turn when he...
I think I had already made the U-turn. I think I had already
Thank
was
you,
facing...
Thank you so much. How you don't see your man in the rearview mirror and you drive away anyway. So you didn't care whether or not he was on his feet. You didn't care. So that means he exited the vehicle and you kept driving. Your attitude made you keep driving. You didn't even take the time to look. Matter of fact, you probably did see him fall out and you didn't care because you had an attitude. You already keep mentioning that y'all were arguing, and the argument happened all day, nonstop. Just argue. Now he done jumped out this vehicle in the middle of an argument, and he done jumped out with the food. And you want to convince the people that you looked in the rear view to make sure he okay. First of all, any other woman would have been driving alongside of him arguing. Let's just talk about it. Any other woman would have kept that car going at the same pace he was going and would have been arguing with him the long way. They wouldn't have cared if there was traffic behind them. If people was blowing at them, they wouldn't have gave a damn because this fool done jumped out the car. You ain't gonna jump out the car on me. Please. A woman, please. Why you think they came out with that saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? Why you think that saying exists? I don't know. Exhibit A.
That full direction, I think so. Okay. Or towards that direction on Archer to head back to the hotel. Okay. Yeah.
All right. It says after you got fully turned around is. Okay.
Exactly. We literally were just, I think we just kind of finished that U-turn. So we wasn't in the intersection, but we were like in that lane.
So finished the U-turn, but you're straight, almost about straightened out.
Exactly.
Right?
I think I would say I was either fully straightened out or just about straightened out. Yeah.
Do you know if he had a seatbelt on, or does he usually wear a seatbelt?
No. Okay, he didn't have a seatbelt on. Only because, not that I could say because I didn't see it, but we typically are not always the best with that. Like, and he was in the passenger side, so I was going to bet he didn't have one on.
Okay.
Did the door stay open?
No, it ended up closing back. Yeah, it ended up closing back. Because when I didn't do anything different when I got to the gas station. And it wasn't like a light or saying that, your car will tell you if the door's open.
All right, now all of us drivers, I need our drivers to come to the front. So the only way your car is going to close back, the car door is going to slam back, you'd have to be speeding. The force of velocity from driving forward is going to naturally push that door backwards, which is going to cause it to shut. So again, discrepancy. There's no way you're going 25 miles an hour when he exited that vehicle and that door shut by itself and you were only going 25 miles an hour. There's no way. None. Zero. Zilch. Especially when it's happening as someone's exiting the vehicle. That could only happen at going crazy speeds. 2 + 2 is starting to equal 4. Now, if he attempted to jump out of that vehicle and you sped up, but then that wouldn't account for him not rolling. So that would throw that out the window as well, because they said he didn't roll. There's no scrape marks, there's no skid marks on knees, on legs, on back, on head, on arms, on hand. There's nothing on his body to let anybody think that he could have possibly rolled out that vehicle. So what do you think happened?
So it ended up closing back fine. Hence I guess in my mind, he closed it. Like everything happened so fast that I would assume, I think it was safe for me to assume, like in hindsight now, that he closed it because I didn't have to get out the car to close the door.
Well, another thing I can think of, just thinking out loud, that maybe if you went ahead and started to escalate, or like not escalate, but what is the right word?
Accelerate.
I have a long day. Accelerate that maybe could have helped.
Possibly.
And then if you're in the,
yes, a lot of factors that could have did it.
I mean, I would imagine your speed did increase because you're on the roadway and then you were driving to the gas station.
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
fair to say?
Yeah, and when I initially was driving, I didn't know where my endpoint was going to be because I'm not familiar with the area. I just didn't want to go too far to where he's walking too far, but like coming down, I didn't really see too many places like that I could really stop and just park and sit.
Right.
And the best spot in that moment that I found was that gas station.
Right. Do you know how fast you may have been going once he got out the car?
Why wouldn't the best part be where he jumped out the vehicle at? I don't know. That's just my thinking about the person that I'm in love with. The best spot for me to park is going to be right where he at until he get his ass back in his damn car. Now, we finna act like some angry women, right? I need every woman that's watching and listening to this to put yourself in the shoes of an angry woman. Close your doggone eyes. I need to picture you in a vehicle with your significant other. Now, while I'm picturing you, I need you to picture yourself. Y'all arguing, been arguing, fighting all day. Let's just say, because he jumped out the car, it sounded like he might have been mad at her, potentially. Let's just say he found something in your phone. Y'all arguing. You trying to tell him you tripping. You doing too much. We supposed to be on a romantic getaway. And you tripping over what's in my phone. How come you can't just enjoy the time that we having together? We being romantical. He got an attitude. Pizza in his lap. He finna jump out the vehicle. The minute you see that door open, what you doing? Close your eyes. What you doing? You gonna continue to drive or you slamming on the brakes? Which one, ladies? Come on now, because some of y'all done been in a relationship of 3. Toxic as hell. Half of y'all done had toxic relationships. Matter of fact, you in one right now. Y'all don't think y'all in love with each other unless y'all putting each other head between the stove and the refrigerator. You pulling off. He done jumped out the car. And y'all in the middle of an argument. The disrespect. He gonna get out the car and you ain't finished your sentence? You ain't finished your statement. You ain't finished telling him how he got you messed up tripping with you over what's in your phone. You ain't finished telling him and he gonna open up a door and jump out. You gonna keep driving? Ladies, fellas, y'all sit back. Ladies, you gonna keep driving? So, thank you, Niecy. The truth shall make you free. Niecy says she's slamming on the brakes. Not only are you slamming on the brakes, but you damn near jumping out the car. You gonna meet him on the side of the street. Because we gonna finish this argument. Who do you think you are to interrupt my thought? Who? Now I need you to take that and put it in this situation. And you're telling me that in the middle of an argument, she just calmly kept driving. And the door shut by itself. And the police were okay with this answer.
Reckless speed is not really answer, but I'm not totally sure. Okay. Yeah.
But you weren't like calling, but
no.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Okay.
Do you think if you were more familiar with the area, you would have looked back more to see what came of him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to think, like, I'm just saying, if I were in your shoes, and this is just someone, I can easily say this because I wasn't in your shoes, but I would think instinct would be look back, like, look at my side mirror.
Hold on,
like,
and he took the pizza? Oh, so you gonna get out in the middle of an argument and take the food? Y'all know how women are about food? The whole pizza, because you in your chest, so we being petty. Oh no, you gotta see about me. Not tomorrow, not down the street. You gotta see about me right now. With my pizza. Matter of fact, if I can't have no pizza, ain't nobody getting no pizza. So it would seem more plausible to me that she tossed the pizza out the car.
I would feel compelled maybe to do that just because someone just got out of my car and I was moving. But that's just, again, I'm saying that right now. I'm just trying to get what your thought process was.
I don't think it was the area. I think it's just knowing us and knowing that he'll get out the car, you know. And like I said, it's not something that it was happening during arguments, but it's not. I guess it's that confidence in both hints to him too that I thought he probably thought like he had it or that he can get out fine. So if I'm being honest, no, I don't think it was the area. I think it's just a knowing of just how the person is, you know.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible probably, but you know, like
We're not here to judge.
I didn't think to look back, and I regret that because this could have been, completely. I couldn't change anything, but at least I could have been aware of what was going on, and I could have stopped sooner instead of, the seeing all the ambulance and stuff like that,
Right.
prompting that for me to go down.
Did this cross your mind before I asked about it?
What specifically? If I would have looked back, yeah,
it did.
Yeah,
As you've been thinking.
Yeah, it's just like why didn't I why didn't I notice something happened to him? Just like I feel like I have been holding so much guilt of just not being able to explain what specifically happened with him, and he was with me.
Do you remember the specific detail about anything that pushed him to the limit to jump out of the car?
The only thing, he probably, Tyrone hated to argue, so he just would get very aggravated just the sense of us arguing. So, but I mean, I don't think it's any specific detail because, like I said, I know, of us bringing up the topic of him discussing, what he found in his daughter. That is enough emotion. We just had a great vacation, and I'm arguing with my girl about her telling me that she doesn't feel like.
So why would he bring that up then? I'm arguing with my girl, who I don't have children with. So why would I bring up the argument or what I found in my child's phone or my baby mom's phone and make that a you thing? That doesn't even make sense. So I'm mad at the world. I'm just going to take it out on you in this moment. I took you away from the world so we could have a romantic getaway. But now I'm going to argue with you about what's going on in the world away from us while we're supposed to be having a good time. Does it make sense when I say it out loud?
Out there, I'm just in hindsight, I'm just like, it's a lot of things that could have frustrated him to really just get angry,
Had he ever said that he was suicidal or anything like that?
No, and the police officer, when she had told me, she was talking and she was considering Baker Act, and then I was like, no, he is not suicidal at all. It's been times in the past with me, when I was going through my accident years ago, I told y'all about that I wanted to die, and it was just so hard for me, and stuff like that. But he never talks like that. He never talks like that.
First of all, progressive. The level of pettiness in this comment, you gonna get out the car and shoot it in the air. Tell her to buy one herself. If you ain't eating, ain't nobody eating, huh? It's just going both ways. Just all's fair in love and war. It definitely become war over some food. The gender wars definitely begin over some food, especially if it's some good pizza.
Do you still have his cell phone?
Yeah, I got his cell phones, his mom, and then his mom has his ID and stuff. I'm just holding on to the stuff right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the EMS, the ambulance, said they found a gun on him inside the ambulance.
Makes sense because he had already had a gun, and mind you, I'm glad you said that because I have been looking. I hadn't had a chance to go through all of our stuff because we just came from the cabin. If you guys see my car, you might have seen it. It's fully packed in the back, but I had bought him a gun, a brand new gun for Christmas, so that is still in the case. But I have not been able to find his other gun, and I haven't seen it. I went that hotel that we were at before the incident happened. I looked all around. I'm like, where's his gun? Maybe he has it packed up somewhere. And I just was like, you know what? As long as it's not out in the open, because I would hate something to happen. Just anything could happen. So I was like, let me find it. But I'm like, okay. I checked everywhere where he'll usually put it under where, some spots where they put stuff. I checked around and I didn't find it, so that makes plenty of sense.
Okay.
He had it with him
on his person.
on his person.
Okay.
Yeah, which doesn't surprise me because he always carries it. So
Here's my question: why did they not take her vehicle into inventory immediately? Why didn't they have it towed to search it? Now I don't know if that typically happens in cases like this, or if they wait until they determine whether or not it's an accident. But considering that the whole altercation started in the vehicle, in the car, considering that she's saying he jumped out of the moving vehicle, wouldn't you think they would take the car to search it to make sure there's no blood, no weapons, no anything to signify that this wasn't caused by him exiting the vehicle, that it might have been caused by something in the vehicle. Maybe. Now she's mentioning a missing gun. It's interesting. Y'all just left the cabin. How do you leave the cabin and a gun is missing? Dudes ain't leaving behind no gun. No. The same way women ain't gonna keep driving in the middle of an argument. Ain't no dude leaving his gun on purpose or by accident. Do you hear me? They not leaving that. So explain to me how you cannot find his other weapon. But he has an injury to the back of his head that's unexplained. And I say unexplained because, again, there's no blood on the concrete. His head was not busted open. It's not what happened. However, his head was hit with so much force that it sent skull fragments into his brain. If there's that kind of damage to the back of your head, but there's no blood, that means the damage would be internal, which meant something would have had to hit him so hard that it didn't break the skin, but it damaged and fractured his skull and sent it into the brain. Would the butt of a gun do that? The handle? Could that happen from being pistol whipped? Do you think maybe? Because now we're finding out there's a missing gun.
And because the gift was new, it was still in the case. So it makes more sense for him to have that. Okay. And I haven't, just as a heads up, I haven't checked the case with the new gun that he gave me, but I'm pretty sure it's in there because when he was mad at me, he was like, he don't want the gun no more. So we had put it in, like he had gave me the case anyway, and I put it in the car. Okay. And with all that stuff in there, I don't think he went back in it and grabbed it out in that short period of time. So it should be his other gun that he had. Okay.
As far as y'all's arguments, when was the last time y'all got physical?
Last time that we got physical, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay. Yeah. Further in, if I do, I'll share with you, but I don't remember.
She lying. Oh, she lying again. Let me explain something to you. A woman remembers every time it got physical. What do you mean? I don't remember. If I remember, I'll let you know. Baby, a woman remember every argument y'all had and what you had the argument for and what day the argument was on and why the argument was on that specific day and who was in the room when you had the argument and what the weather was outside when the argument was had. You're not gonna, and she's young, you're not gonna convince me that this girl didn't know. A woman knows the last time her man swung on her, even if she swung first. Please and believe. She's lying. Stand on that. Said what I said, and I won't say allegedly. She's lying. A woman remembers the last time her man raised his voice at her. A woman remembers the last time she had to slap her man. I'm not telling you that you're supposed to do it. And I'm not telling you that you was right. What I'm telling you is that a woman is going to remember it. She lied.
Would you say you both were pretty equally upset at each other?
I would say so, and I think it was just more, but probably maybe for different reasons or whatnot, because it's like I said, I know for a fact with him, he hates arguing, so he was getting aggravated with that. And me, I hate when people cut me off, especially when we're arguing, so that's going to make me more mad too. Yeah. So I can't say, the difference of it, but I know we both was mad, like really mad.
So I can tell you, just from my own relationships and from my friends and just, the word, I think it's like the trigger word, like we use like toxic, right? Toxic relationships, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, y'all, real quick. So somebody told me I needed to start watching this movie Obsession, right? And I have not finished the movie. And I'm not going to tell you the full because y'all need to see it too. But there's a psycho girl in this damn movie. Psycho. But she comes off as extremely calm. Like she doesn't raise her voice. Like everything about her is sunshine and petals. I'm not her. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like I ain't even gonna pretend like I'm her. I'll tell y'all in a minute. The Empress is extremely feminine, but I'm not girly. I'm gonna match your energy, male or female. It don't matter. If you act a fool with me, I'm gonna act a fool back. If you're sweet to me, I'm gonna show you a sweetness you've never seen before, which is gonna make you want to keep being around me and coming back for more. That's the way it goes, right? She gives me psycho. She do. She gives me hot or cold, no in between. You're either going to get this version of her or you're going to get that version of her, is what Lulu gives me.
Would you define your relationship? I mean, I know you talk about you guys having this fantastic, amazing time, and I'm not saying it wasn't the case. Yeah. But we have highs in these toxic relationships, right? We have the highs and then we have the lows.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And that's what makes it toxic.
Exactly.
Is there's no like stability. It's just like it's always like this.
Yeah.
Would you define your relationship to be like that, or how would you describe it? I know you say, I mean, everyone fights, everyone argues, right? But again, it's just kind of like those high and lows. Like, how high are we going? How low are we going?
Yeah.
I mean, to the point of getting physical, I would say it sounds to me that there could have been a potential it was toxic.
Yeah, I was toxic in the beginning for sure. Okay. But I feel like we kind of toned down as the relationship grew to not be, I wouldn't consider it toxic at this point. I do feel like at moments of when we disagreed, it could be toxic, but even when we're in person, to that being like our weaker point, not every time was just irate yelling and stuff like that. We had gotten to the point
Doesn't matter. If you haven't learned how to communicate, baby, your relationship is toxic. I need y'all to listen to me. Scoot up for a second and let's talk. If you have not learned how to communicate effectively with your significant other and all you do is argue, baby, your relationship is toxic. It's toxic. It's poisonous. It's poisoning the both of you. Hello? Y'all think toxicity is just found in abuse physically. No, if you're being emotionally abused, it's toxic. If your significant other is withholding sex from you, it's toxic. If your significant other is punishing you by not showing you affection, attention, that is toxic. If your significant other is trying to use any means to punish you, that is toxic. You're not possession. You're not a prisoner. You for damn sure aren't a child. Toxic. And until you start loving you enough that you love you more than the toxicity, baby, you still gonna stay there and deal with it. You gonna keep putting up with bullshit because you'd rather have toxicity than to be alone, than to be all one, than to be one with you. You'd rather deal with male bovine feces from them. And for those of you who don't know what male bovine feces is, it's bullshit. Come on now. At some point, you got to want more than toxicity. I'll take a dog, cat, bird, and a goldfish over being in a relationship with anyone or anything, and I got to figure out from one moment to the next whether or not you love me. Or if I got to walk on eggshells because the least little thing that I say to you is going to trigger you and we're going to end up in an argument. I will not. The Lord didn't tell me I had to. And my temper is too bad for your level of foolishness. I walk first before orange become the new black for me. Yes, their relationship was toxic. They might have shown us good stuff. It might have been cute. They did cute stuff for each other, but the relationship was toxic. They fought a lot. She telling you that. They fought a lot. They argued a lot because they didn't know how to communicate. And if she feels like she's being cut off, which means if I feel like I'm not being listened to, then I'm going from 0 to hell, which is probably what happened in the car.
But a lot of times it wasn't, and I think it was kind of primarily the topic of what the disagreement or what it was about. If it was kind of like a repeated thing, or if it was something really emotionally connected, I feel like kind of like that would depend on because I know like.
Oh, I'm sorry. For those of you who are new to the city, baby, the secret in Champagne Secrets is empowerment and encouragement. Welcome to the Champagne City, baby.
Tell me how much you would try to make me happy, and I believe that. But anytime I would share dissatisfaction, like it would frustrate him because it's like I'm trying, I'm doing all these things for you. I've never done this for anybody else, and it's just like you still not happy type of situation.
Okay.
So I feel like in those type of conversations that would make him angrier quicker because I guess he used to feel like unappreciated, or.
I guess what needs was he not meeting? I mean, we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of it. I mean, it's gonna get personal.
Yeah.
But we need to know.
I just felt like the needs that he wasn't meeting was he wasn't. I feel like, how can I describe it? I felt like since we have to get personal, what we were arguing about was sex.
She finna make it up real quick. I just want y'all to know that what she's saying right now, she's finna make up because she's looking back and forth at each one of them, and she also doing the hand thing again because she's trying to see which one is really paying attention to her and which one is most attentive to the lies that's coming out of her mouth, meaning they're believing it more. That's what that is. I'm trying to pay attention to who's paying attention to me. Get it? Let's go.
The morning of the night before, out of nowhere, I just started feeling sick. And it was funny because the night before, he had a hungover. So it's like we hadn't been intimate. So I think by that time, he was like, I need some or whatnot. He was more impatient with the situation. So he was like trying to, he was like.
Didn't we say in the video that we thought the argument started over sex? Because she wasn't giving him none. Didn't we say that's what we thought it was? But let's continue because we're going to find out whether it was him not giving her or her not giving him. Which one it is. Who do you think it was?
During commercials for sex, do this and stuff like that. And I'm like, baby, I'm still kind of trying to feel a little bit better. So, like, let's just vibe and watch a movie and let me just feel better. So at that point, that was before we started drinking. So then we start drinking and stuff like that or whatnot. And at that point, I am feeling better. So then he asks me something else. I think he tries to do something or sex. I'm like, no, baby, let's just chill. Like, let's still keep watching a movie. And that's what got everything left. Because he's like, you feeling better? Like, I've been wanting you. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are you not trying to have sex with me? Everyone, like, so maybe needs isn't the right word, but me. I just told you I want to chill. I just went from not feeling good to where I'm not just horny and ready and wet and ready to have sex. You get what I'm saying? And that was the issue, and that's something. So it kind of continued to be like, you know what? I'm not gonna keep begging you for what I need, even though he's not doing that. And I'm consistent is saying that in that moment, like, why do I have to feel like I'm begging, or why can't you just touch me if that's what I want? And I'm like, I don't see sex like that's physical touch is not my love language. So it's like me not feeling my best. I just want to lay with you and lay on your chest and hold your hand.
Press 1 if you think she just snitched on herself. Press 2 if you don't think she did. When she just said, I'm not gonna keep begging you, to me, because she tried to fix it afterwards, to me it sounded like that conversation extended from another conversation. If y'all remember, and we would have to pull the videos back up from their trip, right? You remember when she came out to notice how he had set up the outside? And she said, I mean, now since I'm off punishment. And the first thing we asked was, what the hell was she on punishment for? That's when I believe Paula, it was either Paula or Eunice, has stated, I wonder if she wasn't giving him none and he had her on punishment. 2 + 2 starting to equal 4.
I'm feeling better and I'm feeling more, my vibe, then, I can give you everything you need. But he didn't really have any understanding for that. And that's something me and him don't see eye to eye on that, only because our love languages are different. Mm-hmm. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big one.
It is.
It's another lie. Because didn't she say that he fulfills all of her love languages? Did I not just play that for you all? Interesting. So how exactly is it that it's because you speak 2 different love languages? But I just played a video where you said he effortlessly fulfills them all for you. Matter of fact, you didn't even name a love language in that video. And I told y'all she didn't name one because she didn't have one for him. She doesn't have that kind of passionate love for him. That's why he ain't getting no coochie. Get it? He's a business transaction for her. It's not a love thing. Nothing about anything that she's done from the beginning, including those videos. And after this interrogation is done, we're going to go back and watch some of the old stuff so that it can make sense what we were saying in the beginning. This girl ain't in love with that boy. She never was. She might like him. She might love him. She might care about him. But in love, unconditional, agape, eros, I want this, just, I gotta have it. Yeah, no. No real woman. A man that went out of his way to plan a romantic getaway for you. And this is the love of your life. Baby, you coughing with your legs open. Let's talk about
it. It is. Right? Because if you went away, right? You have this expectation. I mean, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
At least he did, possibly. Yeah. And then when he, that wasn't being met, it could carry on all.
Because it literally, from the first day, we were both tired. But I'm usually the one to fall asleep. He fell asleep first. So it didn't have no sex. Right. Then we build into the next day where it's Christmas. We kind of doing our stuff for each other. And then because of what we're doing, we are not on sex yet. By the time that night gets there, he's feeling hungover or sick. So no sex again. Right. And then you bring it to the next day. So it's like by that time, and then
she lied. Because y'all remember, hold on 1 second. This one right here. Hold on. Let me move this up for a second. Y'all remember in the beginning, we played this.
All right, so I just won the Chipotle card. Baby, you on this. Let's see. But you didn't really eat Chipotle like that, so it's like.
So this was the trip.
Okay, come on, what you gonna do?
This was the game that he put together for her.
Foe. Okay, pick
right.
Okay,
This was the game that he put together for her. Even when we were talking in the beginning, when we first saw these videos, what did we say? There's no way a man goes out of his way to be this creative. We're not talking about, I ain't saying she a gold digger. We ain't talking about none of them. We're talking about your significant other. This is the love of your life. And your man done went out his way to create this moment for you. This here is something money cannot buy. Do you know why? Because it took his creativity to come up with this. A Louis bag could never. Louboutins, baby, could never. And I know somebody out there saying, but it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, that's your problem. That's why you keep ending up with dogs. You keep sending off scents that they attracted to. He planned this for her. These is regular boxes. Regular boxes. These are regular bowls on top of the boxes. That is regular dice. This game that he set up, and when we go back and watch the videos, if you remember, the prizes underneath, they weren't diamonds and trips and bags. It wasn't. It was just regular stuff. This was a regular moment between two people supposed to be in love. He planned this. And you telling me that night they didn't damn near tear up that little ass cabin they was in? You telling me, matter of fact, you telling me before they even got to be able to play the game, her just coming out of the cabin and seeing what he had set up didn't make her allow him to crack right there? Baby, bye. Argue with your mama, not me. Listen, Niecy. Niecy said her straight up hot and ready. That is all I'm saying. When you in love, what do you mean 3 days went past on your romantic weekend and you were too sick? Girl, please. Please. Play with somebody else. And it is a woman in this interrogation room. Please don't piss me off. She finna piss me clean off the fact that she's believing this wench. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I gotta get it back. Hold on. Here we go.
Night. Then I'm not feeling good. So it's like he's constantly yearning for that desire, because he would tell me, he was just like, baby, like, I know you don't see sex as the same thing, but that's how I feel connected to you. Yeah. So on top of him feeling like being a man and having to have sex, that's how he needs to connect with me. And I think it was that, I felt like that was kind of more brewed up to frustration, to kind of make the arguments we having even bigger. Right. And then I have this thing with him to where I'm like,
but when you in love, why he gotta tell you that? Why he gotta tell you that if y'all really in love? If y'all really got the connection that you want to make everybody believe that you have. Excuse me, why does he have to tell you that? You said y'all were together off and on 10 years. You mean to tell me off and on for 10 years, together for 5, the last 5, according to her, that you don't know your man's sex cycle? You telling me you don't know your woman's sex cycle in 5 years? You don't know if he needed breakfast, lunch, dinner with snacks in between? Please. Come on now. See, a lot of times in these situations, we forget about human nature. You don't even have to worry about whether or not a person is lying. Human nature will tell you whether or not a person is lying. A woman in love with a man ain't holding it back unless something wrong with it, or unless something wrong with him. But when she really in love, he can get it whenever he wants to. Ain't no such thing as no. When you start saying no, it becomes transactional. Because that means in order for me to get a yes from you, I have to do something. You know, pimps up, hoes down type shit. This girl is not in love with this boy. Never has been. Zach, stepdaddy Dro, you remember the story that we was covering with Tyrone Davis and Lulu? The interrogation has dropped. She is being interrogated. She talking, lying through her teeth, making up stuff as she go. Y'all let me know. Am I off or is she off?
Connected with me with sex, you know, it's just like, you should just feel connected with me with us laying or just being together. It's like, don't make me feel like it's just sex, and you know, so we both having our moments of us going back and forth with that. Right. So that was what caused the all-day argument.
That makes sense to me. So that started out over there in Gilchrist.
Yes, it started in Gilchrist, and like I said, because we didn't have the extra day, we went over to the next. Yeah, because we wasn't ready. It's like us arguing and stuff, but we still wasn't ready because we could have went back to Orlando, but we still just wanted to go ahead and still, keep the vacation going. So that's why we booked the hotel and we went to Gainesville.
What would your family say about your relationship? If we were to ask his family, your family, what would the impression be of the relationship?
So my mom's side would have, like my family would have nothing but good things to say. They're like, he's so loving, he's so attentive to my daughter or my niece or whoever. I love how, they're always smiling and how they're happy. But for him, if you ask his mom's side, they would say the same thing. But if you ask his dad's side, especially after this happened, they would say, oh, they were fighting, this is what happened, the situation I told you where I got arrested, they'll bring that up because they already started doing it. So
tell me about that.
So as telling you which part about the arrested or telling them about them?
I'm going to ask to tell me about what's kind of been the narrative right now since he's passed.
So the narrative right now is that I killed him. That's the narrative, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because now it has me uncomfortable for my own safety, because it's almost like I feel like they're putting a bullet or a target on my back or whatnot. They are expressing that I killed him. They are insinuating that I hit him with a Hennessy bottle possibly and pushed him out the car while he was unconscious. I don't know if it was his family specifically, but the internet is going crazy right now.
Right.
The internet is going very crazy right now, and they have came up with so many accusations. But I do know for a fact that his aunts have expressed, and cousins or whoever, that I've heard the video of her giving the accusation of maybe she hit him with a Hennessy bottle and pushed him out the car when he was unconscious. And it's just like, these whole narratives of what everybody's saying is insane. And it's like, because and I left him for dead, and it's just like, I didn't know anything happened. I literally just took it as, we're giving each other for space, things that we would naturally do or whatnot, and something, it's almost like a freak accident. It happened so quickly, whatever happened, you get what I'm saying, to whether he fell or whatnot, because I was
What's interesting to me, and this is one thing that I initially thought when I saw her, because she looks significantly bigger than she did in the body cam video that I showed you guys. Significantly. So this is not an interrogation that happened right after the incident happened. This had to happen after a bunch of internet stuff happened. This is why I tell y'all, the internet, it can be a blessing and a curse. Because when we push about the right stuff can happen like this. And, she can get caught up in lies. Or the wrong thing can happen and cases be turned around and become about something other than the victims. And then the perpetrators get away. Get it? Like Nolan Wells. When we stop making it about the victim, we allow the person who committed the crime or potentially have committed the crime to potentially walk. Or potentially be able to make up stories to be able to walk. Do you know why? Because a lot of times we give them stories on the internet. We give them alibis on the internet. Because they're sitting back watching us the same way y'all are sitting back watching us. This interrogation didn't happen right away. That's crazy. This interrogation happened after the internet started talking. You can tell by exactly what she's saying right now. Why the fuck did the police not interview her right after this happened? Why? Why did they wait? You allow her the time to listen to the internet and come up with her own story to be able to, quote unquote, try to defute what the internet has already said, to try to jump in front of it. You heard exactly what she just said. That's why I wanted to come and talk to you, because the internet is talking. His auntie is talking. Now let me get my narrative out there. So before you come talk to me, let me talk to you. Before you question me like I'm a perpetrator, let me come to you like, you know, I might be a victim of this as well. And my life is in danger. She's gained a lot of weight.
And the nurses and I was like, does it look like he got ran over just based off his stuff? Like, I'm like trying to put the pieces together because I don't know. But yeah, they have a lot of accusations and
another lie. Now this is where your rear view mirror is going to come into play. You would absolutely know if the love of your life has been ran over by another car because you're going to see it in your rear view. Matter of fact, I already told you we don't even have to go that far. He was sitting right next to her. So you know whether or not the person who just stepped out of your vehicle on 2 feet or hit their back. You know, because they stepped out of your vehicle. And again, I told you, we talking about a woman here. Ain't no woman letting no man step out of no car in the middle of no argument and go about your business. A woman, us, with a vagina. Not the ones with created ones. I'm talking about the ones that God gave a vagina. Ain't no way in the middle of an argument you gonna let a man walk away. None. Get out of a car? None. Hang up a phone? None. Let your man call you right now, start an argument and hang up. This live for you is done. My 6 viewers right now gonna go to about 3. You already know. Let him cut up with you. You cutting up with him. You don't care if it's in the middle of traffic. You don't care if it's in the police station. You don't care if it's in the airport. Baby, you don't care if it's on the airplane. Let him act up with you. You gonna act up right back. Promise. There's no way she kept driving and that man stepped out that car. Unless she pushed him out. Allegedly.
Is initially that they weren't called. So when everything first happened, I didn't call either one of his parents because, like I said, I won't get into it. We keep everything between us, so we don't really say nothing, especially because it happened right after the argument. So that's something we would typically keep to ourselves. And because when I got to the hospital, I guess he wasn't entered yet, so I couldn't even see him or figure out like even where to sit and wait for him. So I was just sitting in the hospital for hours or whatnot. And it wasn't until I made it to found out he was in trauma under a trauma name. So I made it to that department, and I went to the holding area for the trauma area, and that's when they asked for his parents' information. Like they asked if he had like they asked of our relationship. I said, well, I'm his girlfriend. They asked if we were married. I said no, I'm his girlfriend. So they started asking me like how old his children were because they were looking for the next kin, and I was like, they're underage. They're 7 and 13. I think I mixed up the numbers when I told them, but anyways, the minors. So then they asked for their parents. So I gave them his mom's phone number and I gave them the dad's phone number. But the dad's phone number I had was off, like it was the wrong number because his dad, he always has new phones. His phones are always off and he always gets new numbers. So I just didn't have the current number. Okay. Yeah. So they were upset that Miss Renee knew what happened after the hospital called her and her calling me to see like, is everything okay? Like, and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, we got into an argument or whatnot. Got out of the car, but I don't know what's going on because they won't tell me because I'm not his wife. So that was like early in the morning on, Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. So she shot up here and, that's when the process started where I was able to hear partly what was going on with him in the room when he was in ICU because his mother was there at that place. And did I answer you guys' question? Did I answer the question?
You answered it.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry. No, did you ask us a question?
No.
Did you? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Does his mom's side of the family not get along with the dad's side?
I wouldn't say they don't get along, but
do you hear her like directness almost like, is that good enough for you? Is that enough? Now, I need y'all to remember, now, I don't know if this is factual. Now, it's alleged, but this is what we heard back in the day when all this was running wild, that she's actually a law student. So now, if she is factually a law student, then y'all know she done listened to everything on the internet. And she done went back and formulated her thesis to sit in front of these police detectives and tell them the story based on the internet. Because who sits in an interrogation room discussing how your loved one, the love of your life, your soulmate, the Neo to your Trinity, and you end the conversation with, did I answer your question? What the hell? See, this is why I couldn't be a detective. I couldn't. Because this interview probably would have went totally different. And she'd have ended up being arrested for totally different reasons, probably. Because you know she can be easily triggered. All you got to do is cut her off. But they haven't done that yet to trigger her. And I'm wondering, are they going to do it eventually to see how she's going to respond to being cut off? If I was a detective in that room, the minute she said, I don't like being cut off, I will go. And you know, she did a little hand motion to let you know she go all the way up there. I would have started cutting her off in the middle of her conversations just to see how she would act.
Like, they don't communicate as much. Like, they kind of come together if they have for something, but they're not just like communicating with each other, and they don't have the best past relationship.
How do you is this the most traumatic thing you've ever been through?
Yes, outside of my accident that I got into. And my accident I got into is more traumatic as the after effects, because I don't remember the pieces. I just remember driving, and I was told by police from a witness what actually happened with my accident. So it was crazy. When I was driving by myself, I had ended up, I don't know if I was reaching for my phone, because I was talking, actually, we were boyfriend and girlfriend at that time, way back then too, and I was reaching for my, oh no, we was talking back then, and I just remember telling him I'm tired, I'm sleepy, so I don't know if I had reached for my phone or whatnot, but my car ended up, based off the police report, veering from this lane to the mid and hitting the median and flipping 5 times. And I had to be airlifted to the hospital and everything. So it was a tough recovery, hence to why I have the
Press
now and everything.
Damn pause. Now, this is quite interesting. And it's quite interesting. And again, I say, shout out to, where that? Because I want to make sure that I show her channel, because I want to make sure that y'all go over and subscribe. Please go over and subscribe to Nothing But the Truth, the voice of reason, who took the time out to contact the police and get all this body cam footage, the interrogation footage. And also we showed, she got the paperwork and the breakdown of what she's discussing right now. We watched it in the beginning of this when we started, of her discussing this is not the first time this has happened to one of LULU'S boyfriends. This is the second. What's interesting to me is she's in this interrogation room with detectives who, if they're asking you questions, 9 times out of 10, excuse me, they already know. What she's not mentioning in the interrogation was her ex-boyfriend was in the vehicle with her, according to the paperwork from Nothing But the Truth. Her ex-boyfriend was in the vehicle and he was ejected out of the vehicle. And the vehicle actually did flip 5 times. If that is actually factual, then why is she in this interrogation room stating she was alone? Why? How do you miss the fact that you had another boyfriend in almost the same situation Remember, we had the whole conversation about she said she was an Eastern Star. With that boyfriend, they were going east. With this boyfriend, they were going east. And we were trying to figure out, is there any rituals out there that have to do with going east and boyfriends, sacrifices, or anything weird? She is Haitian as well. Is there any Haitian rituals with boyfriends and going east? Anything? So y'all remember, in the beginning, we listened to the paperwork. Watched the paper, read the paperwork and listened to nothing but the truth. Why is she lying now? Interesting.
That I broke my wrist, facial fractures. I have like a little dimple that it turned into after it healed after those years, and due to facial fractures, stuff on my neck. So as far as the after effect, my accident would be the most traumatic, but this for sure is the most traumatic.
And how do you deal with those kind of traumatic
So
events?
seeing your ex or finding out that your ex was ejected from your vehicle wasn't traumatic? Interesting. So untraumatic to you that you didn't even mention it. You only mentioned you. Seems to be like a thing with Lulu, that everything always seems to be about her in the end.
A person are you in the sense of like how you handle emotions, and now I would say the pressure of the family getting on it. So like how do you internalize this? How, because I want to understand your presentation. I'm gonna be honest with you right now, right? Because I think a little bit of what we tend to see is that these are traumatic incidents, and then someone may not be responding how they typically would because they're in shock or there's other things happening. So I don't want to judge you based on how you're presenting, right? I want to understand how you're presenting and kind of get an idea of what's going on in your mind. Okay, but there's no right or wrong way. I'm not saying this because you're doing something wrong. I'm just trying to make sure I ask, how are you doing? How are you internalizing this? And what's your thought process been? And how do you typically handle situations that have been traumatic, like your accident before?
Typically, or not just the accident before, but other stuff, I typically tend to internalize things and keep it to myself. I typically don't talk about things and I've learned in the past, from my past experience and mistakes that I made, from me internalizing things and not sharing how I felt, it has caused me to blow up and respond to people in a way that I shouldn't. Like I'm saying mean things or I'm yelling, for smaller situations, because I have all of that built up, and that's just how I've always been since I was younger. Like I'm a super private person.
To be honest with you, this is one of those reasons why I tell y'all, when the police arrest y'all, they tell you, you have the right to shut up. What I would have thought is that Lulu would have came in this interrogation room with an attorney to give her statement. She talking too damn much. And if she don't end up in jail over this interrogation, baby, bye. Throw the whole system away. Because over and over and over again, and we're only 39 minutes in to the first hour of the interrogation. Y'all, I'm sorry, I think an hour and 15 minutes or so, I think I did the first half for. Y'all, she's already said over and over and over again in 39 minutes, I got an attitude problem. I got a temper problem. I blow up easy. I get angry easy. I go off on people easy. Over and over and over again, you know what you're doing? You're setting yourself up for a motive, for an action, for a behavior that shows that you're volatile when you don't get your way. This is why people ought to have attorneys when they talk to detectives. If detectives heard this and still said, yeah, we're just going to close it, now I'm asking different questions. Who does she know?
Like instead of like expressing myself and having somebody to talk to, I typically don't do that. But in this situation, I haven't been like that because his mom and his two sisters on his mom's side have been extremely supportive to me, and I've just been, you know, just expressing to them how I felt, and them giving me reassurance to not feel guilty because it's not my fault. And his mom telling me, I know my son, I know sometimes his anger gets the best of him and he was impulsive and he jumped out that car and my son caused his death. You're not responsible, Kiara, because you did not push him. I mean, she didn't say you didn't push him. She said, you're not responsible, Kiara, because you did not force him out of that. Don't make that decision to get out of that car. And it's like, this time it's just been different because I guess because it involves somebody else, but they've been so supportive. So I've been handling it completely different than what I typically do because I've been having that outlet to where I just feel like, okay, I have somebody. I feel like the whole world against me because of Dad's side and what they're posting and doing. And not just their dad, but just people, you know, who are connected to them and making their own narrative. And I just don't feel alone because I'm like, dang, his own mama is just like, she's, you know, trusting it because, you know, she spoke to the police officer initially and they told her like, you know, certain things or whatnot. And she's just like, I have no reason not to believe you. I don't think you hit my son. And, you know, like, and she was like, even looking at his mark, she was just like, yeah, if you hit him, like it's no way that you can have that type of break someone's skull with a bottle, with a Hennessy bottle. And then also too, you would have certain lashes or cuts because it's glass that you're being hit with. So it's not possible. And she was just like, his sister was
Not
like, yeah,
true,
she would
not
have to hit.
true, and not true again. Oh my God, she's talking so much. Jesus, fix it. I mean, I want her to talk. I do. But, ooh, she talking so much. First of all, you can't, I think Hennessy bottles are extremely, extremely thick. It's very easy to hit someone in the back of the head with a Hennessy bottle and a Hennessy bottle don't break. And there not be any glass. It's very easy. There are a lot of bottles that you can hit someone in the back of the head with and the bottle doesn't break. What's more interesting to me is the back of his head did not burst open. I'm still confused by this. All of the damage to Dro was internal. His skull fractured, shattered when it was hit upon impact, however you want to say it, and it sent those fragments into his brain. But there was no breakage on the outside. His head didn't split open. So he could have absolutely been hit with a bottle or something hard enough to destroy the inside of his head while leaving the outside formidably intact. Allegedly. Thank you, Niecy. You can punch someone in the back of the head and it won't cause damage to the outside. Factual. Progressive says she is void of emotion. She is being accused. She lost a man whom she claimed to love and nothing. She is speaking like this is a regular conversation. This is what I'm saying. And she's doing too much explaining. You know what this makes me think of? This makes me think of Cat Williams talking about O.J. Simpson after he got off on his case. And then he said he wrote a book talking about what if I would have did it. That's what this makes me think of. Because why are you sitting here talking to the detectives about how it would have happened if it would have happened? Maybe cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe this done drove her to something else. Because this is not the same Lulu that we seen in the videos at the wedding not too long after Dro died. This not the same Lulu that we seen in the videos with Dro at the cabin. This Lulu is different. Are we even sure this is even Lulu sitting in this seat?
My brother with a hammer, and then we would have had an issue. And like, it was more of just making it like, I trust you, you know, that type of situation. So I've been just, and then my friends have been super supportive. And so actually this is a situation I've actually never handled like this, being this open. And I guess it's probably because, I don't know if it has anything to do with death or something else, a possible death, because he just passed away this morning. So this whole time I've been communicating, so I don't know if it's because of the severity, or I don't know if it's because, you know, I felt like I was changing and trying to be more open. So sorry. But this is the first major situation that I feel like, I guess, like, this definitely wouldn't be a good idea to internalize, and I've just been naturally just being very open about it.
Okay. If you don't mind, are you having other questions real quick?
No.
Okay. If you don't mind, let's go ahead and go back a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Because this is where it's going to get quite important for us.
Okay.
I need to take you
I'm
back.
gonna pause right there because this point that you just made, Progressive, it says the force to swing a bottle to cause that type of damage is not anger, it's rage. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you listen to her talk, and you listen to her talk about how angry and how much she ticks, and when you listen to her talk about he was hounding her the whole time because she didn't want to have sex, and he was constantly talking about, I'm tired of asking you for it, and I'm tired of begging you for it, and I shouldn't have to, and the way I connect with you is sex. And I told y'all, you know, they've been together for 5 years. She should already know that your man connect with you intimately. In 5 years, you should know if your man like it in the middle of the night or not. In 5 years, you should know whether or not your woman wants to be woke up 3 times in the middle of the night or not. In 5 years, why would he have to tell you that at a Christmas trip? But y'all been together for 5 years, 10 total off and on, but for 5 going strong, allegedly. Why? That is absolute rage. And I can absolutely see that argument turning into rage if he's talking to her and he's telling her, so you just, I done planned this whole nice weekend for you and I can't even get none, Lou. This how you gonna do me, Lou? I done planned all this for you. You got games, we got gifts. I done took you away and I can't even hit it. So you just gonna keep pressing on me about this. I told you I don't feel good. I told you that I don't want none. And you just gonna keep pushing. So that's gonna make me want to give something to you. Leave me alone. You tripping. You tripping. You tripping. So now I don't love you because I don't want to give you none. So now I don't love you. You doing too much. No, give me my keys. I'ma drive. Let's go. Let's go. Get in the car. Just move. Now this when the throwing stuff start happening at the cabin, right? Then they get in the car. Somebody done already came. Y'all good? Because it's a little loud. Cabin owner, the Airbnb people, y'all straight? Because we done got calls that someone please call 911. So now they checking on them. They done threw everything in the car. They ain't got time to get dressed or nothing. Y'all saw on the body cam, she had on a sports bra and some shorts. They said he had on pajama bottoms or something. They so mad, they ain't even took the time to get dressed. Nothing. You know ain't no man purposely leaving out the house with no doggone pajamas on. He was mad. She ain't gave him no cootie cat in a while. She been withholding the putty tat for a very long time. That man had enough. Matter of fact, the trip was planned so he could get him some. And he was mad that by the end of it, he still hadn't. I guarantee you, that's what the argument was about. Uh-huh. I'm giving you all this money, Lou. Every time you need something, I'm there. You always with me. I'm always talking about you. You tatted on me. I got pants and shorts with your face on it. You know I love you, girl, and I can't touch you. You tripping, Dro. I'm sick of this conversation. It's always sex, sex, sex. Sex, sex, sex. Y'all can't see how this escalated to where it did. What you don't realize is when you're in the middle of an argument, your brain, your sensors are going to go one of two places. It's going to go fight or it's going to go flight. When you're in an enclosed situation, as in you're in an enclosed room and you can't escape, or someone is in your space and you can't escape, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to grab something to alleviate the pressure. Alleviating the pressure means getting this person up off of you. This is how people end up getting sticky icky and fillet of fish on purpose by accident. Because you put them in an enclosed situation and you're dealing with a person with no EQ, no emotional intelligence. So naturally, if there is something that I can use to get you up off me or exert some dominance in this situation because I feel like I'm losing, even if it's emotionally, I'm naturally going to grab it. Because I got to get you up off me. I got to back you up. I got to figure out how to put some space between me and you, even if it means I got to hurt you to do it. Does it make sense to you when I say it out loud? We're going to pause right there. I need someone to remember for me, we are at 4218 on the video. We're going to come back tomorrow. And tomorrow when we come back, matter of fact, we're going to start at 7 p.m. Central on tomorrow night. Like I told y'all, this interrogation is like 4 hours long. We want to make it through it. A lot of it is going to be her sitting. Y'all know how they do in interrogations. They make you sit for a while with your thoughts so they can watch you on that monitor to see how you are behaving. They must not have taught her that in that portion of law school. Maybe she hasn't made it to that portion. She ain't been in class long enough to know you don't have that damn phone out when you sitting in an interrogation room. You have that phone as far away from you as possible, because in case there is anything incriminating in there, you don't want their eyes zooming in on it because you can't keep your fingers off of it. Dumb ditty. Who y'all don't watch not a bit of Criminal Minds, Investigation Discovery. Y'all just don't. Drop in the comments to let me know what y'all think about what we've seen up until this point. I'm going to pull some videos so that we can do a quick recap and see some of the videos from the vacation that they took, so that we can go back and you can see the change in Lulu then and Lulu now. Lulu looks stressed, baby. That baby stressed eating. She stressed everything. Her hair looks stressed. The hat looks stressed. The outfit looks stressed. You think maybe she stressed because her cash cow is no longer there? Do you think he was her pressure? Do you think he was her motion, and now that she no longer has him as her motion is now gone? Drop in the comments and let me know what you think. Thank you for joining me for another Fizz Feed conversation in the Champaign City, joining me down in the alley, because you know sometimes the monster wears heels up. Thank you for joining me. Please do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be notified when we jump into whichever sector we jump into for another show. Please check out the other channels that are in the Champaign City. Check out our shorts. We have been dropping some shorts over at Champagne Secrets Reacts and here in the Champaign City, and I'd love to see what you think about it. So drop in the comments and let me know what you think on those shorts. All right, Until next time, which is tomorrow. Champagne Gang, Fizz Fam, confidants, and visitors to the Champagne City. Baby, always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, baby, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink. Till we meet again. Ta-ta.
Stockings by the fire, but the room's ice cold. All of what you give, guess it came pre-sold. Found the lips on the best friend, ribbons came untied. Unwrap betrayal, under that you tied. Mistletoe hanging, but the vibe ain't sweet. So I'm tangled up where I used to keep my seat. The red I'm seeing ain't from no candy cane. Ain't no Ollie, ain't no Dolly, just this burning pain. Christmas red, Christmas red is the fire in my head. Yeah, the trust is dead. Tree lights flicker, but my mind's on rewind. Every I love you now feels weaponized. Eggnog spike, but it ain't numb in the sting. Her best friend took my crown, now I'm the fool king. Sleigh bells ringing, but they sound like alarms. Frosty outside, inside it's a storm. No chestnuts roasting, just my patience sharp. Love ain't a present, it's a house of cards. The red I'm seeing ain't from no candy cane. Ain't no Ollie, ain't no Jolly, just this burning pain. Christmas red is the fire in my head. Yeah, the trust is dead.